My peopleizations, what's goody with you? What's goody? What's goody? What's good, my peopleizations? We're gonna cook today. We're gonna have a special guest in the building. Legendary trainer, Hall of Fame trainer, Ronnie Shields will be in the building today. And we're gonna talk some boxing. We're gonna talk Jermall Charlo. What's next for Jermall Charlo? Things of that nature. Salute to my brother Jay Wooder. Salute to my brother Stay Ready Boxing TV. Brothers UK, salute. Aaron Parker, Tito Shatana, Ghetto Love, Daniel Guzman, Jose Diaz, Act Like Nothing, salute. BK Don 718, salute. So we're going to have Coach Ronnie Shields in the building today. We're going to obviously talk about Jermall Charlo's last fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko, Sylvester Solomon 2011, salute. Jafari Caesar, David the Real Thomas, Steve J, Alania Man, Marcus Priest, Stephen Lamontes Hawkins, Adrian Cole, Xavier Moses, Terrence Bailey Sr., my brother, LeVar Cooper, salute. What's good? Henry Oni Bucci, salute. Salute to my brother, Boxing Fan 713 in the super chat in the building. He said, salute. Salute to you, King. Mel Rose, Black Satin, salute. Miguel Robles, salute. Yeah, we're going to have Ronnie Shields, legendary trainer and former fighter in the building today. We're going to talk about Jermall Charlo, his fight with Sergey Derevyanchenko. We're going to talk about the future. What's next for Jermall Charlo? Mr. De Niro, salute. Carrie Sims, salute. The Real Marlo TV. Drizzo Morales, salute. Rocco 3, salute. So we're going to get into it. Smash the like button as you come on in. Ozzy Dollar, salute. Smash the like button as you come in. Let's get the likes all the way up. Jay Giles, salute. What's good with you, King? So we got 100 people right now. Let's get 100 likes. Smash the like button. Let's get it all the way up. DJ 7 for Life, D Stacks TV, salute. Let's get the likes all the way up. You understand? Donald Favor, salute. Smash the like button. Donate to the channel. Support the grind. Let's get it. We're going to get it. So with that said, Delay Fola Body, salute. Hope I said your name right. Henzel Banks, my brother, salute. What's good? Smash the like button. We got 100 people. Let's get 100 likes. My brother Adrian Cole said we got 36 likes. That don't cut it. Let's get 100 likes. Smash the like button. Get the likes all the way up as you come on in. So like I said, we're going to have Chris Garcia, salute. My brother CB Sports TV, Carl Burrell, salute. We're going to have the legendary trainer, former boxer, Ronnie Shields in the building today. My brother, Stay Ready Boxing TV. Go subscribe to Stay Ready Boxing TV. It's my brother right there. Kashif Dixon, salute. Stay Ready. It's just going to be me and Kurt today. On with Coach Ronnie. Just me and the co-host today. But after Coach gets off, I'm gonna bring on the panel, and we'll talk. So we're gonna have the coach, me and Kurt on today, and then after that, definitely gonna bring you on. Stay ready. Straight shooting facts. Salute. Salute to everybody, man. Mr. Knowledge, salute. Let's get the likes all the way up. Smash the like button. It's Friday. Darian LaCruz, salute. It's Friday, man. Support the channel, support the grind. We're gonna make it happen. Warrior Class the Third, salute. Let's make it happen. Smash the like button. Boxing Conversation, my brother Reggie Owens. What's good with you, King? Go subscribe to my brother Boxing Conversation, Reggie Owens, too. And go subscribe to my brother Stay Ready Boxing TV. So yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna talk some boxing today. Frequent Flyer RC, salute. Goldie Boydley, salute. What's good with you? Dane Watson, salute. Yeah, smash the like button, man. We got 130 people. Let's get 130 likes. Smash the like button. As we know what they do. They're not going to send out my notifications. They don't want to. Al Williams, salute. George Proctor, salute. We understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to block the grind. You understand? Once again, we're stuck at 100 people. 130 people. Right? 131 to be exact. Racked up, my brother, salute. Main Event Mark, salute. It's no coincidence that we're stuck like this. So smash the like button. Robert Singleton, salute. What's good with y'all? So yeah, we're gonna talk some good old boxing today. Obviously, everybody wants to see what's next for Jermall Charlo, Jay Murdy, salute. Mr. James, Ross Francis, salute. Um, LaRon Reviews, my brother Ron, what's good with you, King? How you feeling? Go subscribe to my brother LaRon Reviews. Khalik Raouf Abin Hamed Bey, salute, King. What's good with you? TS Sim 7, salute. Yeah, smash the like button, man. Get the likes up. We got 131 people. We've been at 131 people for 2 minutes, but that's okay. Smash the like button. Let's get it all the way up. Scott Birmingham, salute. Young Generation. Quasi Amari, salute. Darlin James, salute. Yes, sir. We're going to have the legendary trainer and former fighter Ronnie Shields in the building today. Talk some boxing. So, also too, this first half of the show, we're going to talk about Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. It's being set up. Black Alpha, salute. Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao, D. Hodges, salute. I believe it's being set up. Byron Bradley, salute. For 2021. Dallas Cowboys Stadium, Texas, right? Slim Jim 314, salute. Jack Timor, salute. I think that we're going to get Manny Pacquiao versus Errol the True Spence Jr. In 2021 at Dallas Cowboys Stadium. I just see it being playing out that way. Jamil Hubbard, salute. Mr. J Dub, 20 Texas. What's good with you? I just think that that's the plan, right? And it makes all the sense in the world, right? To have Will McClady, salute. It makes all the sense in the world to have Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao 2021. And again, I get a lot of people, they say, hey, Blue, you do all this talking about Errol Spence, but nothing about Danny Garcia. Kirk Jordan, salute. This is no slight against Danny Garcia at all whatsoever, right? Fly High 89, salute. I'm not trying to dismiss Danny Garcia. I'm not trying to, be dismissive of him. People asking me, it's just what do you? I don't understand. What are you looking for me to say about Danny Garcia? Danny Garcia speaks for himself. He's a 2-division world champion. He's a former unified junior welterweight world champion. He's a former WBC welterweight world champion. His resume speaks for itself. Woke, salute. Al Williams, my brother in the super chat. Appreciate you, King. Danny Garcia's resume speaks for itself. I just think that this is styles make fights, and I think that it's not a good matchup for Danny Garcia. Boston Dad, salute. I think that Errol Spence is going to be victorious in this fight. I don't think that it's a good matchup for Danny Garcia. I do think that is a tough matchup for Errol Spence, but I expect Errol Spence to be successful in this fight. I expect Errol Spence to be victorious in this fight. You understand? This is no slight against Danny Garcia. It's just what I expect from Errol Spence. I just think that Errol Spence, Mark Wunderlich, salute. Ozzy Dollar, salute. Ozzy Dollar said, I think Pac-Man will not win against Errol. I don't think so either. I just think that Errol Spence just has, more tools in the toolbox than Danny Garcia. Again, it's no slight to Danny Garcia. I just think that he has more tools in the toolbox. We should have 150 likes. How many likes we got? We should have 150 likes right now. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Share the video. They do not want to send out my notifications. They do not want us to be successful here. General Squalls, Hansel Banks, salute. Mario Forster, Liam Davis, salute. AJ XNI, salute. Y'all see what they're doing, right? This purposely. They're not sending out my notifications. My brother, CB Sports TV, Carl Burrell, in the super chat, salute to you. He said, Blue, they're going to have to back up the Brink truck for Pacquiao to fight Spence. I don't see it. Salute, bro. BBG, salute. Mr. Drip 89, salute. My brother, Carl Burrell, it's going to pay for itself. Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao is going to pay for itself because it's a pay-per-view event, because they both could sell out Dallas Cowboys Stadium, and it's going to pay for itself. So, the purses that they paid Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, they're going to get it back. Salute to my brother Woke in the super chat. Can you see a knockout Blue by Errol versus Danny? No. I don't see that happening. Manuel Bear, salute. Barad, salute. Underground Solemn, Suicidal Music, salute. I don't think Leslie Jackson, salute. I don't think that Errol can knock out. No, I don't want to say he can't. I don't think he will knock out Danny Garcia. I think that it's going to be a showcase performance. I think it's going to be a beautiful performance. I think that he's going to change levels. He's going to be in and out. He's going to beat him to the punch. He's going to be first all the time because Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher. Melanated Motivation, salute. Demetrius Hawkins, salute. Vikinger Boxing Enterprise, salute. Danny Garcia is a counterpuncher. Salute to Chris Smith, my brother in the super chat. He said, since you two want to hate, yeah, salute to you, Chris Smith. You see what they're doing, right? Let me tell you, I made a video yesterday about 13, 14 hours ago. And I'm standing talking to my wife, and her phone goes off about 10, 15 minutes ago. Bing! And she gets a notification. So I screenshot and took a picture of it. I kid you not. Moped Mosley, salute. I kid you not. I kid you not. So she got the notification for the video 15 hours later. 15 hours later. I kid you not. I screenshotted her phone. Look at this video. Look at the time that she got the video at 12:49 today, right? I don't know if y'all can see that. 12:49, right? You see that? She got October 9th, 12:49 p.m. Almost 1 o'clock. She gets the notification, right? You see what it says, right? It says right now. So that's a screenshot of the picture. I made the video. Now it says she got it right then, right there, right? I'm gonna show y'all. Just so y'all know, Marvin Davis, salute. Robert Singleton, my brother in the super chat. He said Errol versus Pac does at least 1 million pay-per-view buys. Oh, for sure. Facts. Salute to my brother Robert Singleton in super chat. Golden City, salute. That's a fact. Fabio Gamba, salute. Crawford taking somebody head off soon. Roy Boy Florida, salute. Chilltown Major, salute. Eli Zachary talks everything, salute. Kareem Ebanks, salute. So look at this. Let me show y'all. Oh, man. I didn't show y'all too much, man. Let me show y'all this. So I screenshotted my wife's phone, right? And you see it says notification, right? See, Blue Blood Sports TV, Errol Spence. I'm out to prove a point against Danny Garcia. 1 minute at 1 o'clock, right? I made that video at 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock last night. Abraham, salute. Anthony Shelton, Bumpy Thompson, salute. Mooney Music, salute. How could that be possible? Garnell Mitchell, salute. So it takes YouTube approximately 14, 15 hours to send out notifications. Will Smith, salute, my brother. Just saying. Muhammad Arif, salute. So I don't want to talk about that, though. But anyway, I believe that, their setting is Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao fight up for Dallas Cowboys Stadium 2021, right? Support the channel, support the grind. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes to 200. We got 220 people. Let's get 220 likes. Will Smith, salute. Dustin John Marty, salute. So anyway, my brother Geo James Khalil 98, salute. What's good with you, King? My brother Carl Burrell, he said, I think it's going to cost too much money for Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence. Timothy Hervey, salute. Cedric Battle, salute. And I think the fight is going to pay for itself. PGH Big Dog, salute. Real 88, P. Machinio, salute. I think it's going to pay for itself. Came to win, salute. Quincy Carter, salute. Because that they both could sell out Dallas Cowboys Stadium. And like my brother Carl Burrell, like you said, they can extend the Cowboys Stadium seating chart to, what'd you say, 100, 110 people or something like that. Demetrius Hall, Big Homie Coop, salute. So just imagine if they pack out the stadium with that many people, and then on top of them doing so, imagine them packing it out, doing 100 and something plus people, because by that time, we should be past this, hopefully. Stick Talk Boxing, my brother in the super chat. He said, "Yo, salute to you, King. What's good with you?" So imagine them doing that. They would definitely do almost 1 million pay-per-view buys. So let's say if they decided, Dennis Smith, what's good with you, King? How you feeling? So imagine if they paid, let's say, Pacquiao 20 million and Errol 20 million, right? 40 million. Henzel Banks, salute. They paying 40 million. Think about it. Now, they could pay Errol 20 million, pay Manny 20 million, right? If they're looking to pay Canelo Alvarez 40 million to fight Avni Yildirim in a one-fight deal for the vacant super middleweight WBC title, they could take 20 million, give it to Errol Spence, take 20 million, give it to Manny Pacquiao. That could be all up front. And then what they can do is they receive all the pay-per-views, all the revenue from the entry, the live gates, things of that nature, and they'll get back the investment. You understand what I'm saying? TZ Frank, my brother in Super Chat, much love, family. Keep grinding, King. Salute to you, King. I appreciate you. Nerd Feeder, salute. So you understand what I'm saying? If they LeVar Cooper, Tim TV 212, salute. So imagine if they did that. See, they could do that. D-Man Jr., salute. If they're willing to give, like I said, if they're willing to give Canelo Alvarez, Okondo Sammy Hassan, Brooklyn Ace, salute. What's good with y'all? If they're looking to give Canelo Alvarez $40 million for one fight against Avni Yildirim, Quincy Quintant, salute. You understand? Seen and unseen boxing, salute. For Avni Yildirim, that's not a pay-per-view event. But they got to put it on pay-per-view because it's Canelo Alvarez. So they're going to have to stack the undercard. They're going to have to pay that undercard. With Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, it sort of pays for itself, right? You don't have to stack the undercard. You could put on a decent undercard fights that are action-packed undercard, but pay Errol and Manny $20 million. Then now you're paying them two fighters, which you're paying Canelo himself. If you're looking to pay Canelo $40 million, how much you giving Yildirim? You're going to have to give Yildirim at least $2 million. At least. So you're talking about $42 million they coming out their pocket. Now go figure. $42 million can pay for the whole Errol Spence, Manny Pacquiao card, just about. Ellis, a.k.a. Tag, salute. Right? You take $40 million, you give Errol 20, you give Manny 20. Eric Ocasio, salute. You give Manny 20, you give Errol 20. And then the undercard, you got $2 million to play with, right? Let's say you give $1.5 million for the main event, meaning that you give $750,000 to the co-main event, each guy. That equals what? $1.5 million, right? $750,000. Then you got another $500,000 for the undercards. You're talking about not another, the co-main event and the main event is paid for. Now you're talking about $500,000, for the rest of the undercard. You can make it happen. You can make it happen for the televised portion of the card. Melrose, salute. And let's say they give, let's say they spend $43 million. You can make that undercard happen. That is just for Canelo Alvarez and Yildirim. That's not for Canelo Alvarez Yildirim's undercard. We got 270 people. We should have 270 likes. Smash the like button. Melrose, salute. Smash the like button. How many likes we got? Somebody keep me posted. Jack Don, what's good? If we got Sab 1, salute. If we got 275 people, let's get 275 likes. How many likes we got? Smash the like button. You understand? So, Anthony Shelton, salute. So, you follow what I'm telling y'all? 250 likes. Get the likes up to 300. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes to 300. Y'all see it. It's not moving, right? 275 and then it's not moving. Somebody said 198. Smash the like button. 192, that's not cutting it. Get the likes up to 300. Smash the like button. Smash it. Stick Talk Boxing, my brother in Super Chat. Once again, Manny ain't fighting Errol. He's taking 2 soft touches before he taps out. Conor McGregor and Mikey Garcia, then he retires. Nope, not gonna happen, King. DB, my brother, South Central LA in the building. What's good with you? I am Ill Will. Salute to you, King. Hey, y'all see the numbers? It dropped from 275 to 244. Then it'll go back up to 275, then back down to 244. Y'all see these are the games that they play. Heartless Productions, Thomas Moreland, salute. You understand? These are the games that they playing. Right? A-Wavy 09, salute. It went from 275 to 244, back to 275, back to 244. Back to 275. You understand? So this is what they're doing. This is why I tell y'all to smash the like button. This is why I tell y'all, smash the like button. Support the grind, support the channel. What was I saying? Sorry, my good brother. He said Manny taking two. So no, that's not gonna happen. Manny's gonna fight Mikey Garcia, and then he's gonna have a huge fight with Errol Spence, and he's gonna go off into the sunset. Ken C, salute. What's good with you? Then he'll go off into the sunset. You understand? Free speech, salute. Smash the like button. Get the likes to 300. Smash that like button. Get the likes up to 300. Yeah, DB, you see it, right? Come on. Since when? You see that this is because the numbers, the actual people trying to come in, they're blocking it. So the numbers keep dropping like that. That's what they're doing. Smash the like button, though. Get the likes up to 300. Smash it. Anyway, staying on course, we're going to have Ronnie Shields in the building today. Legendary Hall of Fame trainer, former fighter, Ronnie Shields, who trains plethora, trained the likes of Mike Tyson, all the way down to Arislandi Lara and Jermall Charlo, Future Past TV, salute. He once upon a time trained Jermall Charlo. He trained so many fighters, right? So many greats. He has so much history, so rich in history. I can't wait. Dre Finest, my brother, salute in the super chat. He says, salute, Blue. Who fights tonight, fam? You have salute my brother Lawrence Williams in the building. You have I think Burchett fight tonight, if I'm not mistaken. I got so many fights on my mind, man. It's not even funny. Navarrete fights tonight, excuse me. I said Burchett. David Bohannon, salute. What's good with you, King? Stephen Truitt, salute. Now it's stuck at 276. Smash the like button. Smash the like button, my peopleization. Smash it. So anyway, Ronnie Shields, Robert Richardson, salute. It's so rich in history, man. There's so much knowledge there. Salute, my brother is in the building. What's good with you, Kurt?
Blue, man, what's going on with you on this Friday afternoon, my brother?
Oh, man. Kurt, man, I'm so excited, man. First of all, let me announce you properly. Got my brother, Curtis Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. The Historian, a.k.a. my brother, my co-host in the building. What's going on with you, Kurt?
Man, I'm chilling, man. This is Boxtober. We got a fight tonight on ESPN, Navarrete versus Villa. That's going to be a good fight. And the big one is next week. We got Ronnie Shields in the building. I remember Ronnie Shields as an amateur. I'm getting up there in age. I can recall that, man.
You're telling your age, bro.
Yeah, I'm a proud 54-year-old guy. But I remember him as an amateur. He was a very good amateur fighter out of Port Arthur, Texas, man. And I remember when he fought Billy Costello for the title. But we'll get into that when he comes on. I'm gonna tell him how I remember his 2 title fights, his career, and that he's supposed to have been on a plane. More on that later. That tragic accident that happened in March of 1980.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hold your water because we got. Woo! I can't wait, man. Man, this is gonna be a knowledge. This show right here. If y'all ain't tuned in, we got the historian, and we're gonna have 2 historians. Oh man, Momo 300S salute. He said Queensbridge 268 likes. Salute to Queensbridge. My people's out in Queensbridge. Derek McGowan Ludd salute. Moro Ma salute. Romel Lane salute. Yeah, Joe Davis 2310. Nyla Faye salute. King, what's good with you? Yeah, Kurt, man, I can't wait. Asar the God salute. I can't wait, Kurt, man, to get him on. He'll be on in a few minutes. And Kurt, I was just saying, that Mr. James, salute. I believe they setting up Errol Spence with Manny Pacquiao at Cowboy Stadium. I think that's the plan. Reggie Cheese, salute. And my reasoning for thinking that is because you remember Manny Pacquiao opened Cowboy Stadium. He was the first fight at Cowboy Stadium, right? Pastor Student, Gilbert Rodriguez Jr., what's good with you, young king? Remember that was the first fight at Cowboy Stadium. He opened it. Mr. 6'7", salute. And so now he's fought there twice, right? Manny Pacquiao, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he fought.
Didn't he fight Margarito and Clottey?
Yeah, he fought. Yep, he fought twice there. And now Errol is fighting twice. He'll be fighting. He fought Mikey, and now he's fighting Danny. AR-15, the DF, salute. Wilfred Rafredo Roman Jr., salute. So I believe that Eric Jenkins, salute. I believe that they're setting this up for 2021. Smash the like button. Get the likes up. We should have 300 likes. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes at 300, my peoples. Chris Brown, 4-5. What's good with you, King? Take your cut. Salute. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes at 300. We got 315 people in the building. Let's get 315 likes. Smash the like button, my people. Smash it and share it. Donate to the channel. Support the grind. Yeah, Kurt. So I think that they setting it up. My brother, Bish, be Megastar. What's good with you, Bish? I definitely think that they setting it up for that. Because like I was saying, Kurt, Phil J 508, John Boy Senior, salute. Dustin John Marty, salute. I believe that it pays for itself, right? The purses, EJ Moore, salute. They're going to pay Canelo Alvarez $40 million to fight Avni Yildirim on Showtime. That's what Al Heyman and PBC and Showtime are proposing, and the WBC confirmed that this is what they petitioned WBC to have Canelo Alvarez, once he gets out of his contract, to fight Avni Yildirim for $40 million. So if you pay Avni Yildirim $40 million, and this is just my own, little world. El Want Fail, salute. This is just my own little world, Kurt. But if you pay Canelo Alvarez $40 million, you could pay Stu Baby Love TV, salute. You could pay Errol $20 million. You could pay Manny $20 million. And if you got to pay Avni Yildirim, right? So Canelo is just being reported to get 40 just himself. You still got to pay Yildirim. They ain't gonna pay him $700,000 and pay Canelo $40 million. He's not gonna go for that. Free speech, salute. Dre Day, salute. So they're gonna have to pay Avni Yildirim at least, right? They're gonna have to pay him at least $3 million. Okay, so if you give Errol $20 million, you give Manny $20 million, and now you got $3 million to pay the undercard, you could do that because you can spend 1.5 on the co-main event, $750,000 to both, or you could pay the co-main event $1 million and $1 million, and then you pay the rest of the card. You use that $1 million to pay the rest of the card, right? You don't have to. Mo 2013, salute. Macadocious Mac of the South, salute. You don't have to, have these expensive lineups underneath, but you could pay the rest of you could add another 500,000, 1.5 million, and pay the rest of the undercard, and you already paid the co-main event and the main event. You could find a way to pay the rest of the card, because you're gonna find guys you paying $200,000 and his opponent is getting $20,000. You understand what I'm saying, Kurt? You could find a way to pay the rest of the main event, and at that point, what you do is now you guarantee $20 million to Errol, $20 million to Manny, Bobo, salute, and you guarantee $1 million to whoever the co-main event is, both sides, right? And the rest of the card you're paying off. But now you tell them, listen, okay, if we're gonna do it in this manner, in this way, in this fashion, then we keep the pay-per-views, we keep the gate, we keep the revenue, and all parties are happy. And it's a unification bout, and it's going to sell. Manny said he loved fighting in Dallas at Cowboy Stadium. He loved that. Of course, Errol loves to fight there. So it'll be both of their third time. Third time's the charm, right? It'll be both of their third time fighting in the stadium. Everybody's familiar with the stadium. You understand? Pop 375, salute. Right? You Matthew Silva, salute. You both guys are familiar with the stadium. It just makes all the sense in the world, and it's a unification bout. right? If somehow Jay Lee, salute, Rampage Jackson, salute. If somehow Pacquiao is able to win the fight, well, I don't want to say if somehow, because Pacquiao is a great. If Pacquiao is able to win the fight, salute to my brother G5_Gay. We're gonna get you on later on, King. But just imagine if Pacquiao wins the fight. Well, his legend just grew. His legend just got even bigger. And now Chantel Hill, salute. Now he goes into a rematch with Errol, or he goes into the fight with Terrence Crawford for Undisputed. It just got bigger for him, right? It's like, wow, man, this dude is not aging. And if for Errol he beats the legend, he's undisputed. It just makes sense for both guys. Just makes all the sense. So Manny would have had 3 fights with the PBC, NBA D Nice, salute, right? Matthew Valentine, salute. He would have had Chantel Hill, salute. He would have had 3 fights with the PBC, $15 million for the Broner fight, $20 million for Keith Thurman fight, $20 million for Errol Spence fight. Man, this dude would have made almost $60 million in his 3 fights and didn't have to pay out these large portions to his promoters and things of that nature. Dre Finest, my brother in the super chat. Big Dose 513, salute. He said, Brother Kurt, do you think Canelo is worth $40 million? Salute to my brother Raider Time in the super chat. He said, salute to you. Raphael Murphy, salute. Donald now, the 65-year-old G Grant, salute. Go ahead, Kurt, what you think?
Not fighting no Yildirim, but I see what they're trying to do. This fight shouldn't happen. It's such a mismatch, just like the Rocky Felden fight. If you fight somebody like Charlo, oh, of course. Better Beef or Bivol, any one of those guys, or Benavidez, they should try to work on that fight because it's an all Mexican war. That fight would sell. It would just increase Canelo's legacy by fighting tough fighters. But you know, after Yildirim, man, he can't fight any more fighters on that level. Not to put Yildirim down, but it'll go 3 rounds at the most. You know, Canelo will hit him to the body with a left hook, and the fight will be over. That's what's going to happen. And but I wouldn't pay him $40 million. But you know, they're going to pay him because of his name. He has a built-in fan base, and that's the business of boxing. They're going to try to do something with him though once Canelo get out his contract. I could tell Al Heyman is working on something.
And you know what I see, Kurt? Carl Washington, salute. You know what I see what they're doing, Kurt? It's not that he's worth the $40 million. It's buying his services. You see what I'm saying? This is a way just to buy his services, to get him over to the PBC. Now he's going to be, quote unquote, I'm 100, salute, that dude, black man, determined, salute. Now he's, quote unquote, in debt to them. You see what I'm saying? And now they're going to have Canelo. They're going to have all of the names in boxing over there. Right? Because how many big fights can they conjure up with Canelo Alvarez? You know what I mean? You got the Jermall Charlo fight now. You got David Benavidez fight. You got Caleb Plant fight. Right? Fights that just seem out of the realm if he's not under their banner. Just don't seem to be able, that's going to come to fruition. But now they have his services. Now they could say, okay, well, we're going to make this, and this happen. You see what I'm saying, Kurt? So I think that's, you know, they're just paying for his services at that point.
Yeah, they looking at it as a long-term thing where he could fight, you know, like you said, the aforementioned fighters you done talked about, they will get the money back once he start fighting those big names. Because I don't think it's Canelo who don't want to fight these fighters. It was always De La Hoya. They tried to pull his strings, and he's tired of it. Ever since that Erislandy Lara thing, you know, I think he's been unhappy. I've been hearing rumblings about, you know, De La Hoya wanting to control him, and he's not having it. Canelo is a born fighter. He likes to fight, and he wants to fight the best. I truly believe that. I truly believe he wants legacy. He wants to be remembered as a great Mexican fighter. And that's the case. And now we're going to see, after Yildirim, we're going to see him fight the best fighter. If that doesn't happen, then we could put the blame on Canelo, but I don't think that's the case. I just got a feeling we're going to start seeing the bigger and best fights of Canelo's career once he get past Yildirim.
Absolutely. I agree. Harry Jones Jr., salute. D. Hodges, salute. My brother Eric Jenkins in the super chat. He said, wow, 40 million for that fight. It's more so for his services opposed to the Yildirim fight. DeMarco Savage, salute. Renee Box Young, what's good with you? Go subscribe to my brother Renee Box Young. Renee, I'm gonna send you the link in a little while after Coach Shields get off. IML Will, go subscribe to my brother IML Will. So it's more so Eric Jenkins that they're paying for his services, not the fight. Sam Dumont, salute. They just showing him that they're willing to, I don't want to say cater to him, but they're willing to sponsor him, if that makes sense. Breezy, cool, salute. I think that he, like you said, Kurt, he fights Yildirim. I'm sure he's going to beat Yildirim, and then he owes, right? Now we're going to get the Jermall Charlo fight. Now we're going to get the Caleb Plant, David Benavidez fights, because now he's with them. Fonte Hash, salute. Black Ink June, salute. You see what I'm saying, Kurt?
Yeah, see, Al Heyman is smart for this reason. And this what made the PBC and the investors happy. When Floyd Mayweather, when they paid $750,000 to get him out of his contract with Bob Arum, top rank, Heyman and Mayweather, they had a plan. And Heyman was already thinking long range. Heyman's like, wait a minute, we got Floyd Mayweather. We're going to make it happen. And we're going to make it work. We're paying Floyd, but the McGregor and Pacquiao fight, they made the money and then profited off that. That fight was a bonanza, that McGregor fight. You could call it circus, but at the end of the day, it's business. And it made a ton. When I say a ton, everybody got paid. So the investors was happy, and PBC, they made their money back. People say they was losing money. At first they was, but when that Pacquiao and that McGregor fight happened, they made the money back and plus some. So they looking at Canelo like that. They saying, well, Canelo and Charlo, that's a big fight. Canelo and Benavidez, that's a big fight. Canelo and Plant is a good fight. So they can make their money up because them pay-per-views would do well. You put Charlo and Canelo at Cowboy Stadium, I predict that the Cowboy Stadium, because the rise in Texas stars as Earl Spence and the Charlos, that's going to be the new hotbed of boxing. You can get a lot of people in there, depending, with the COVID-19 pandemic, how that goes. You can stack them in there. It's going to do million pay-per-views. That's a big fight. Charlo and Canelo's a big fight.
And think, you could put Charlo and Canelo, Kurt, at Texas Stadium, the Houston Texans Stadium.
Yep, that's true. So I think that's the way to go, to make the money back, because they're going to be trying to make their money back. You could put fights at football stadiums, and if they still have social distancing, you can still get a lot of people in there. You can spread them out, and plus the pay-per-views will do well. So they're going to make their money back, and everybody be happy, because now the fans is getting the fights they want to see, and the sanctioning body is going to be making money, and the promoters and the fighters. And that's the way boxing's supposed to work, because there's always enough money to go around. Everybody got paid for Mayweather and McGregor. Everybody got paid for Mayweather and Pacquiao. And that's what put PBC on the next level, because I know who the investors are, and they're happy because they made their money back.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Salute to my brother Cursor, Green Hulk Dunham, John Boyd, Jupiter B. Salute to y'all, man. And that's what I'm saying. John Kramer, Mike Smith, salute. Physicalic 2009, salute. Psychedelic, that's a cool. I call him Physicalic. Psychedelic 2009, salute. What's good? Robert Taylor, salute. Yeah, Kurt, you put it in your Houston Satavius Walker. What's good with you, King? You put it at the Jay Walker 214. What's good with you, man? How you been, man? You put it at the Houston Texans Stadium. It's going to do massive numbers. The Texans Stadium, because that's Jermall Charlo's backyard, like Dallas Cowboys is Errol's backyard. Excuse me. And you put him in Houston because Texas is close to Mexico anyway. So Canelo's going to sell it out. He's going to sell out his portion, whether it's in Houston or whether it's in Dallas. Now you put Jermall in Houston. God's greatest, salute. J.A. Dixon, salute. at the Texan State, it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. It's going to be a bonanza. It's going to sell out, no doubt, hands down. Right? Stanley Bailey, salute. And so that just makes all the sense in the world. And just like I know people saying they don't think it's going to come to fruition, but it's going to come to fruition because you signed with the PBC at that point in time. They didn't give you $40 million to fight Avni Yildirim and then go about your way. That's not going to happen. If you think that's going to happen, then you don't understand business. New Life, salute. They investing in Canelo Alvarez for the future. Like you said, Kurt, they bought out Floyd Mayweather because they saw the future. Ricardo Reyes, salute. You understand? And they see the future in Canelo Alvarez, the fights that they could make, seeing as though he's flexible, going from 60, 68, and 75. They got fighters, 68, 60, 68, and 60, 75. Salute to BG, my brother in the super chat. Appreciate you. You understand, Kurt? So this it just makes all the sense in the world. Smash the like button. How many likes we got? How many likes we got? We got 430 people. We should have at least 400 likes. So let's get the likes right now before we get Coach Ronnie Shields on. Legendary trainer, former fighter, legend, Hall of Famer, Ronnie Shields. We're getting ready to bring him on in a couple of minutes. Let's get the likes up to 450. I want the likes to 450 by the time he come on. Smash the like button. Get the likes up. 330 don't count. That don't cut it. Salute to my brother Jay Walker, 214 in super chat. Appreciate you, King. Always showing love. Smash the like button, man. Get the likes all the way up. We should have 450 likes by the time Coach Ronnie Shields come on. And he'll be on in a few minutes. So let's get the likes up to 450. Willie Wilson, salute. Angry Jack, salute. Chilltown Major, salute. So smash it. Get it up to 450. So anyway, Kurt, like you said, it's investing in Canelo Alvarez's star power. That's what I see. Justin Jr. 962, salute. It's an investment in Canelo Alvarez's star power. That's what I see. I see Canelo having big fights. Is he going to be victorious in those fights? I don't know. I think that Jermall Charlo can beat Canelo Alvarez. Mike Myers, salute. I think it's a tough fight, but I think Jermall Charlo can beat him. I think I don't know if David Benavidez can beat Canelo Alvarez. Sammy Deman, salute. I feel like Caleb Plant can. The styles of Jermall and the styles of Caleb Plant, I think, give Canelo more trouble than Gary Saintil, salute. Than David Benavidez. David Benavidez is there for the pickings, in my opinion. Everything Boxing Sports. My brother Keon, salute. Go subscribe to my brother Everything Boxing Sports, my brother Keon. Chef Curry, salute. What's good with you, King? In the super chat. Appreciate you. So, Ketty Peace 504, salute. I just think that these are all winnable fights for everybody involved.
The way I feel about Charlo and Canelo, I said Canelo will win, but I've been studying the fights. If Charlo uses more footwork, he can beat Canelo because he has the jab and athletic ability. When you have a rhythmic and perpetual motion type of style, that's Canelo's Achilles heel. In order to be effective, certain fighters like Chavez Sr. and Mike Tyson and Sonny Liston, and this is history. You can't stand in front of certain fighters, but once you give them movement, they become discombobulated. Trinidad was another one. Once you move and you box them, they don't know what to do because they depended on their power. And Canelo he has a lot of experience. He has a lot of moxie and savvy. He moves his upper body now. But once you move and show lateral movement, and you don't have to run around the ring, move left to right, right to left. He gets confused, and with a stiff jab and the height and the weight of Charlo can give him problems. But you have to be smart when you fight a Canelo Alvarez because he's looking to set you up with the same move he did with Amir Khan and James Kirkland, where he fakes the left hand and he'll come over the top with the right hand. He'll look at your chest and then loops the right hand like you did Amir Khan. So I kind of got Canelo down pat when it comes to film study.
Yeah, man, he got some skill set, man. Let me go ahead and send Coach Ronnie the link. Smash the like button, my peoples. Let me go ahead and send him the link. Yeah, I think a lot of people, Kurt, they don't understand sometimes some of the things that they see in the ring, and you know, some of the things that Canelo Alvarez does great. His upper body movement is great. His feet are slow, but his upper body movement is great. And
And
that's what makes him great, in my opinion. You know,
he's a very good fighter. He learned a lot from the Mayweather fight. He fights more like an American style now. He combines the two with Mexican style and American style, where he tries to box and set you up. He moves his upper body like James Toney, and that's very smart. And when you see the way he trains, and he has a big picture of Muhammad Ali. See, that's telling. It's just the picture is just not there. And he has another picture that covers the whole wall of Sugar Ray Robinson, because what he's doing, he's taking bits and pieces of different styles and combining them into one. And that's the way he fights. He couldn't be just an aggressive fighter like he was when he fought Floyd, because he can be controlled. When you box aggressive fighters, they can be controlled very easily. So now he combines the two, which is very smart. He has a lot of savvy, Canelo, and he's very experienced.
Salute to my brother Amari Antique 21. He said, "Salute Blue Blood, a little change in the collection plate." Salute to my brother Amari Antique. Appreciate you, King. Who else we got in here? So I sent Coach Ronnie. We're just waiting for him to come on, Kurt. Joe Ferguson, I know boxing conversation. Salute. Yeah, man. So there's a lot of big fights. Smash the like button. I don't know how many likes we got, but we should have a well on the way to 450. Andrew 100. Salute. Smash the like button. Let's get the likes to 450. Let me ask you another question before we get Coach Ronnie comes on. Hold on. He's trying to do it from his phone. Donald Thurman, salute. Smash the like button. Get the likes to 450. Hold on. Okay. What I want to ask you, Kurt. Andrew 100, salute. Smash the like button. Get the likes to 450. I want to ask you this, right, Kurt? What you think about Kell Brooks, Special K? His trainer walked away. Now you got to find a new trainer 6 weeks out from the fight.
That's not good. It's really not. Very disruptive, irritating. When your trainer just walk away, they've been having problems for a minute. I heard Kell is not the easiest guy to train. He wants to train himself. That's not good. Fighting a guy like Terrence Crawford, you need everything to go your way. You need all the intangibles on your side going into a high profile fight, and it's just bad for Brooke. I don't know who he's going to get. I always said that he needed an American trainer. I always thought Brooke was a good fighter. He may be past it now, but I don't know. That's a tough situation, Blue. I want to see who he's going to get, and like you said, the fight is upon us. 6 weeks. Those 6 weeks are going to fly, and November be here in no time. November 12th. So good luck, Kell Brook, because you're going to need it come November 12th.
Exactly. Harry Jones Jr., my brother in Super Chat, said Big Charlo versus Canelo in our city would be crazy. Hopefully it comes to fruition. Exactly. I'm with you, bro. I think it would be, I think it's going to be an event. Anthony Brown, salute. I came to Houston for when Jermall fought Brandon Adams. That was an event. Philly Miz 215, Tom McCoy, Donald Thurman, Ellis, aka Tags, my brother, salute. Superb Supreme, salute. Your trainer leave, and the reason he cited for walking away is he said that he didn't agree, Kurt, with Kell Brook taking his fight with short notice. that he said that they didn't guarantee the fight until now, and now he only have 6 weeks to get him to come down from 54. My thing is this though, Kurt. He should already been this has been talked about for quite some time. Right? This has been talked about for quite some time. This fight, he should already been making plans to come down. Rashad Morton, salute. He should already been working his way down. Here we go. We got the coach in the building. Then we got the legend, Hall of Fame. What's going on with you, coach?
Good, man. How you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Coach, I want to introduce you to my co-host, Curtis Anderson.
How you doing, Curtis?
Hey, Coach Ronnie Shields, big fan of yours. I'm a little older than the average, so I remember your fight against Billy Costello. We're going to get into that in a few minutes after Blue, but I remember seeing on CBS Sports.
Yeah. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you move there. Now I can see you. We can see you clear. How you feeling, Coach?
I'm doing great, man. Feeling real good. How about yourself?
I'm good. First of all, I want to congratulate you on the big victory you had just a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, thank you very much, man. We put in a lot of hard work, man, and Jermall did his thing.
Absolutely. As he's always doing, putting on the show.
That's right.
Now, Coach, you a lot of people, a lot of young people, they know you as a legendary trainer right now. But like Kurt said, you boxed in the sport of boxing. So you're not just a trainer. You fought, and on top of it, you have a history with some of the legends in the sport of boxing, training, relationships, everything. What got you into the sport of boxing?
Well, when I was a young kid, I was into everything: basketball, football, baseball. I played it all, And then, you know, I tried out for a football team. I was in the 7th grade of junior high, and I made the team, but then they shut our school down and transferred us to another school. And then they told me I had to retry out again. And that kind of made me mad. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to start boxing. And I start going to the gym with my friends.
And the rest is history, huh?
That's it.
Man, go ahead, Kurt. You got a question for the coach?
Yes, a lot of people don't know your background, Ronnie Shields. I do. I've been in boxing since I was 7. My father taught me about boxing. We used to watch old fight films of Henry Armstrong and Jersey Joe Walcott. But I thought you beat the Japanese guy. I believe his name was Tayoshi Hamada. That was a split decision. I
Hamada.
believe that was in '88. And like I said before, I remember the fight with Billy Costello, and you had a lot of heart in that fight, man. I mean, you just kept battling and battling, and as a trainer, you don't train Kasim Uma and David Centron and Egerton Marcus. I mean, I could just name people for days, but a lot of people don't know there was a tragedy in 1980, a plane crash, and it killed 22 fighters, trainers, and doctors. And you were supposed to have been on that plane, but you got sick and missed the flight. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, man, that was something, man. I, you know, I mean, I was training, and I knew I was supposed to go to Poland, and because I was on the USA team, so I enjoyed really going to all of the fights overseas. I mean, that was a good thing for me because I really wanted that international experience. So, but this one time, they called me up, and I said, "Yeah, man, I'd be more than happy to go." So everything was set. I was training. Then all of a sudden, about 2 weeks before we were supposed to leave, I got sick. And so I told my coach, and he told me, he said, "Look, man, let's just wait and see how you feel in the next few days. If not, we'll go to the doctor, see what the doctor say." So we did. We went to the doctor, And I told the doctor, I said, Doc, I'm supposed to leave in about 10 days to go to Poland. So he said, you're not gonna be able to make it. He said, you got the flu. So he said, you can't go. So, the hardest thing for me was to call and tell the Olympic Committee that I couldn't go. But I had to do it. And so they said, okay, well, we'll find a replacement for you. Don't worry about it. Get well. And then the next thing I knew, man, the plane crashed.
Wow. I remember I was 13 years old when that happened. It was a big story, all over the newspapers, all over television, and like I said, I remember you as an amateur, like people like Ronnie Shields and James Black Gold Schuler. They were great amateurs, and they turned pro, and you had some success. I thought you beat Hamada, by the way, in Japan in 1988. But fighting in another country, American fighters usually got the short end of the stick. But you was a good fighter, and you was a hell of a trainer. And I see what you're doing with Jermall Charlo. That jab was something. And I listened to instructions because I train fighters out of Lenny Shaw Boxing Gym in Totowa, New Jersey. And when Deverchenko got close, here comes that uppercut, boom. And it was right on the money. So great job by Ronnie Shields. Thanks. Congratulations on that victory.
Thank you very much, man. Jermall, he really worked hard for that fight. A fight that people thought he couldn't win. Um, but the crazy thing about this is Jermall Charlo asked for Deverchenko. And people was like, man, that's a mistake. Why you asking for this dude? He's not the mandatory. You don't have to fight him. But they just don't know who Jermall Charlo is. This kid, man, I'm telling you, he's something else. He's really, really a good fighter. He gets up for the big fights, and that's what you want to see in a fighter. And he pays attention to every detail, everything that we doing in the gym. You know, we have to go over it with a fine tooth comb because this kid wants to master the game plan. You know, and that's what you want to see in your fighter. You know, a kid that wants to do it, that wants to learn every single thing about his opponent. Everything he does, he wants to know everything about it. And man, I tell you, he followed the game plan to a T, and I'm proud of him.
Now, Coach, Jermall always strikes. You said he was very, very focused for this fight, but he always strikes me as a guy that's always 1,000%, giving it his all. Do you have to reel him back at times because I never seen him out of shape? Is there a period of time where you got to say, okay, we got to pull back now?
I have to reel him back all the time. I mean, we, as soon as the pandemic hit, he opened up a gym at his house. Right then he said, you know what? I'm gonna have to open this up in my house, man, because we have to close. I had to close my gym down. He said, look, man, we got to keep working. We don't know, and we at the time we didn't know who we was going to fight, and we didn't know when because everything kept getting pushed back. So we started in like May, and but I told him, I said, look, man, we can't. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want you to overtrain, but I had to cut him. We started off at 2 days. Then after about the 2 weeks to 3 weeks, I added another day. And but he wants to go in every day, and I refuse to do that. But I just have to tell him, look, man, and, just explain to him that his body is something that he got to protect. And if you overwork it, it's not going to perform for you on the grand stage. So he understands that, but I do have to reel him back a lot.
Now, it seemed like you have a certain level of discipline for all your fighters because I don't see any of your fighters ever in between like other fighters gaining weight and having to have weight loss camps or anything. And that. What is your approach? What is your is it something that you demand from your fighters? Listen, we're not going to have this in between camps and in between fights because Lara's always in shape. All your guys are always in shape.
Yeah, well, man, it's it's just something that I guess, you know, just from the very beginning, I like to talk to the guys and explain to them how things have to work. If you call yourself a professional, this is your business. It's not my business. It's their business, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
involved in it. And I tell them all the time that, man, if you're gonna be a professional, be a professional. Don't just be someone, just to say I'm a fighter, because anybody could say that. But you got to be true to the game. And if you're not true to the game, then it's hard for me to even mess with you because, I'm true to the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to Jermall, everybody wants, like you said, a lot of people was doubting him with the Sergey fight and thought that this was his toughest fight, and he put on an absolute, in my opinion, it was a rough. I don't want to say it was a rough close fight, but it was a rough, beautiful fight for him, right? Uh,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It was a rough, beautiful fight.
mm-hmm,
The thing about it is, we knew all the amateur experience that Sergey had. Over 400 amateur fights. That's a lot of fights,
mm-hmm,
and 15 pro fights. So that's a lot of fights altogether, and we know with the experience, you know, that this kid, just watching him, the way he fought Danny Jacobs, watching him the way he fought Triple G. But the fight that really stuck for me was when he fought Jack Colkay.
mm-hmm,
That's the fight I watch more than anything because I realized one thing. When he fought Daniel Jacobs, I knew he knew Danny because they used to spar together all the time. So
mm-hmm,
I knew that. So I knew he knew everything about Danny. So that wasn't going to tell me anything about him. And I knew going in with Triple G that he was going to have to be at his best. So I knew that wasn't going to tell me much about him also. I like to go with guys who I know he really feel that he can beat. And the Jack Colkay was the guy for me. And when I saw him fight Colkay, I said, you know what? I could see he wants to come out fast, but his body won't let him do it. And I realized he's not a fast starter, but he's a good finisher. So, that's the way I train Jamal. Look, we're gonna just relax at the beginning, but if and Jamal kept saying he's gonna come at me, I say no, he's not. He don't have that ability to come at you from the very beginning. That's just not in his nature. He may want to do that, but he can't do it.
mm-hmm,
And just as I said it, after the first round, Jamal said, you was right. He's not trying to jump on me. I said, Jamal, it's two things these guys see. They're human beings. They see how big and strong you are. He's not going to just come out and jump on you, not knowing what kind of power he's facing. I say, so he's going to try to work around you first and then try to come in. I say, so whenever he backs up, we got to charge. And then after that, you just get on outside and use that good jab. The kid has the best jab in boxing.
mm-hmm. And I thought this fight for me, I think he answered every question out there, right? Because Sergey got on the inside, and he was where he wanted to be, like he was against Triple G, and he had success going to Jamal's body. He was very active, very awkward on the inside, and I think that Jamal handled it with so much patience. He never seemed to get flustered. He stick to the game plan. He stick to the jab. He used the uppercut on the inside. He never got flustered. I think he answered so many questions that so many people had. Do you guys feel that way as well?
Oh, absolutely. The thing about the sport of boxing is, styles make fights, and but to be a champion, you have to know how to fight every style. And but we knew Sergey was not going to let up because the kid has a lot of heart, and I just had to make sure that Jamal knew that this kid, he was coming to fight, he was coming to be a world champion, and I understood that, and and then Jamal finally understood what I was talking about. That I said you got to take yourself back to the first time when you fought Kenine Brundage for the world title. You brought everything you had at this guy. I say, so this guy is coming to do the same thing. And once these fighters understand what you're talking about, they even work harder and they do things to help themselves. So
Mm,
he did everything he could, and like I say, when he fought Sergey on the inside, I told him, you're going to have to fight him inside, you're going to have to fight him on the outside. I said, you got to beat him at his own game. And I say, and all I just wanted to do when he get closer is throw uppercuts. I say, that's going to back him up. Every now and then we have to touch him in the body. We did that every now and then. And everything worked.
and like you said he have the best jab in boxing. I agree with you. I think his jab. We saw him knock J Rock down and get the party started. I like to call it with the victory over J Rock with the jab, and
Absolutely.
is what's the what makes him so great at that jab, because it's like he has just as much power in his jab that he does his straight rights.
Well,
Is it
if you
just go ahead?
if you go back and look when he fought K9 Brundage,
Hmm.
dropped him with a jab. His first title defense, dropped him with a jab. He had
Hmm.
3 fights in a row where he dropped the guy with a jab. And that's only because from the very beginning of him learning how to fight, his father used to be a boxer. So his father taught them how to step in with the jab. They never forgot that. They never forgot that. And that's one thing I won't ever let them forget. That when you're jabbing, you step in with that jab. It's just a stiff jab, is all it is. But
Hmm.
when you have power behind that, that makes it even better.
Hmm. Hmm. We have Royal Q Dash. He said salute in the Cash App. Brother Main Event Mark. He said the legend Ronnie Shields. Salute to Main Event Mark. So, Kurt, you got something before I go continue?
Yes, indeed. I look at boxing carefully, Ronnie Shields. I look at fighters and trainers between rounds, before the fight, and one thing I look for is the chemistry between a trainer and a fighter. Like Bowie Fischer had Bernard Hopkins and Bill Pops Miller had James Toney. And I look at that chemistry, and Winky Wright had Dan Birmingham. And I see a chemistry between you and Jamal that's remind me of people that I mentioned, and I think that's very important. Brother to brother, father to son, however you want to call it. And I see how it plays out in the ring. He listens to what you said, and like I said, the instructions you was giving him was right on the money, because when Deverenchenko would get close, that uppercut was coming, boom, because European fighters, Eastern European fighters, have a habit to be aggressive, and Jamal has what I call a rhythmic and perpetual motion. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, but he's fluid. And certain fighters, they have that more than others, and it worked well with Charlo because he was popping him with that jab. He has a jab almost of Sonny Liston, dropping people. They say Sonny Liston jab was like a power shot, and that's what Charlo.
Right.
Charlo has a stiff jab, man, and you've seen how Deverenchenko face looked after the fight, because he hurt Devi a lot of times, and people just don't see it. Like I seen it. He hurt him a lot of times. I seen he had that look on his face like this guy got power. So you broke him down very well doing a film study of Deverenchenko.
Oh, absolutely, man. That's one thing I do. I, you know, you have to break the fight down so your fighter can understand what you mean when you tell him certain things when he's in that ring, you know. And if he understands, then more than likely, 9 out of 10 times, the fighter's going to go the way you say it's going to go. But as far as our chemistry is concerned, this kid trusted me, I trust in him, you know. And I tell him all the time, I'm not going to ever in my power to let you down. I say, if it's something that you feel that I'm lacking, then tell me, you know. But I told him, I said, man, everything I see that's going on in boxing today, I've seen. It's nothing that I haven't seen before. I've seen it all. So I said, man, just trust in me to believe that I'm gonna give you the right game plan. I just want you to follow it, and we're gonna have a lot of success. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I don't do that. But at the same time, I just know what's good for my fighter.
Right.
Now, coach,
And
I'm
let
sorry,
me ask
Kurt.
you another question, Coach Ronnie. Do
Hold
you
on, Kurt.
think
Let me just get
Jermall?
this. Let
Oh,
me
go
just
ahead.
say.
Go ahead, Blue.
Let me get the super chat. Coach, boxing conversation. Reggie Owens. He said, "I love hearing coaches plan, going into a fight and studying his opponent." Lawrence Williams. He said, "Asked Coach Ronnie Shields what did he see in Jesus Chavez to stop the fight versus Floyd. I thought that was Floyd's toughest fight."
Yes, well, let me answer the Jesus Chavez fight first. Because a lot of people, that's one fight that everybody always asks me, why did I stop the fight? You know, Jesus, man, this kid, you know, he was such a good kid. I really loved working with him. You know, he did everything I asked for him to do in that fight. But what people don't see is sometimes when a fighter come back to the corner, the look in his eyes actually roll back in his head. And if and I had to shake him in order to get it back. And I asked him, Jesus, are you okay? And he didn't answer me. So I asked him again, Jesus, are you okay? Can you continue? And he just looked at me. And when a fighter look at you like that, you know that's it. You know, when a fighter don't answer you back. So I told him I'm stopping the fight. And he dropped his head. It wasn't a fuss, it wasn't anything, because he knew I had his best interest at heart. You know, and like I kept telling him, you know, if if one of my fighters is losing rounds, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that you're winning a fight if I know you're losing. And I was kept telling Jesus, I said, look, you're behind, you got to have a knockout. If you don't do anything like that, then you can't win this fight. And it's so funny that after the fight, a lot of people, because of Harold Letterman at the time, and Harold Letterman was an unofficial judge, had the fight close, but I didn't. I thought Floyd was winning the fight easy, and I just tried to make Jesus, step up his game, and he gave me everything he had. Jesus a really great guy, a really good fighter, but I had to stop the fight because I didn't want to see him take a punishment and get hurt and not be able to fight another day. And everything I told him was true. After the fight, he came up to me. He said, "Man, thank you. Thank you for saving me." And that's a true gentleman right there.
Kenneth Johnson, salute in the super chat. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Kurt. You can finish what you was going to say now.
That's quite a story. I remember that fight like it was yesterday. Sometimes, as they say, Ronnie Shields, you got to save a fighter from himself because he wasn't going to quit. They're gladiators, they're warriors. So that was a good job. And then sometimes the trainer got to just step and say, enough is enough. Sort of like how Buddy McGirt did with Torre Gaddy against Mayweather. He just said, I love you too much. And that's a sign of a good trainer because he cares, about his fighter. So we don't want to see fighters get hurt. That's all I have to say for right now, Blue. And then I'll come back with some more questions.
Okay. Coach Jay Murdy, he said, I'd like to see Wilder use a jab like Jermall used in his last fight. Do you think Wilder can make adjustments to include a power jab for his next fight?
Well, I mean, I really don't know because I've never worked with Deontay before, so I don't know what you know. Sometimes, man, you get too old and get too used to doing one thing, and it's hard to teach somebody, something when they get kind of late in the game. You know, Deontay, man, he's too used to one thing. He's too used to knocking people out, and while that seems like a good thing, it can be a bad thing for you because now all he's looking for is to hit you with one punch. He don't care about the jab. He don't care about a lot of different things. And man, I hope he can learn how to jab because he's going to really need it to set up his power right hand, because he has a lot of power in the right hand. But when an opponent, that's all he has to look, that's all he know you have, then it's easy for him to put a game plan together to look out for one punch. So I wish Deontay the best, but he need to get more than a power jab if he's going to fight Tyson Fury again.
Now, Coach, let me ask you. Everybody wants to know what's next for Jermall. He came out and he said that he wanted to have a unification bout before the year's up. There's only Murata, Demetrius Andrade, and Canelo, and Canelo doesn't seem to, and Triple G, they don't seem too interested in fighting him. Only logical fight I could see happening before the year would be Murata or Demetrius Andrade, because Triple G has a fight November 21st, and Canelo is going through a court battle. If out of those 4 fights, though, who would you guys want to have next before the year's up? And is that logical because we already in nearly mid-October? Is that logical for the year's up?
No, he definitely won't fight before the year's up. I just don't see it happening. It's just, with this virus, man, it's still so many other fights that have to happen. I don't see him fight again this year. I don't know how early next year he can fight. But the way things are going right now, so I think all of that is out the question. Even with Canelo, he couldn't even get a chance to fight him right now. I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And stylistically, or if you guys had a choice though, and it was available, who would you guys want to face?
Oh, I would definitely want to face Canelo. I think you always want to face the best guy, and the best guy, I think it's Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Jermall get up for big fights. I keep telling people that all the time, and I don't know, they just don't believe it. But every time he fights, then they see it when he fight somebody who they figure is going to beat him. So, he could really get up for Canelo, and I think that's what people want to see more than anything. People want to see the Canelo fight.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Coach, can you do me a favor? Just turn down there's a TV or something playing in the background.
Yeah.
Thanks, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Everybody wants to see that Canelo fight, and most people, I think, believe now today that Canelo is just not interested in facing Jermall because stylistically. Do you think that stylistically you guys are a bad matchup for Canelo, and he knows that you guys are a bad matchup for him?
Well, I don't think it's a bad matchup at all. I think Canelo, man, he can fight anybody. I mean, I think he's improved himself, and it's just he's going through something right now with Golden Boy and the Zone that it's just impossible for him to fight right now. And I think we just have to wait until the lawsuit happens. Look, I've never seen Canelo duck anybody, and I don't think he's ducking Jermall at all. I never thought that, and I don't think anybody else thinks that. But fans always say, "Oh, you ducking this one or ducking that one." Sometimes it's just at certain times the fight can't be made. Because he's with DAZN. Jermall has a contract with Showtime. A lot of stuff has to happen in order for these fights to happen. So I don't call it ducks. I just think that sooner or later the fight is going to happen. But it just take everything got to be lined up. It got to be right. If it ain't right, it's not going to happen.
Now, I thought you had another fight there for Canelo and Laura. I thought
Yes.
Laura won that fight. How did you feel about that fight, the ending of that fight?
Oh, I knew he won the fight. I mean, there was no ifs, ands, and buts about it in my book, but when you're fighting a guy who probably the face of boxing right now, in judges' eyes, it's hard to beat him. And, I still can't figure it out that, we're all looking at the same thing and we're all coming up with different answers of who won this fight. you know. But, you know, it is what it is. We have to live with what, others say. Unless you're knocking somebody out, then it's a chance that you're not going to win the fight, even if you want it.
How can we what could be a solution? What solution could Coach Ronnie Shields come up with? A legend, you're a historian in sport, that we could fix this? Because this is like it, it's like, man, it's uneasy when you watch it, and it's like, what are we watching here? Just like, remember when Canelo fought Floyd and one judge had it a draw, had Canelo winning. It's like, what did we where are we off at right now?
Well, as long as we are just human beings, it's not going to be fixed. The thing about it is, you if you're a judge, you can't be a fan of any fighter. You can't be a fan. You have to be what your job title is, a judge. You know, everybody's looking at the same thing, but again, we keep coming up with different answers, and that's just not right, man. It's not right for the fighters, either for either fighter. It's not right, because you know all fighters work hard, man. This is their job. This is the way they take care of their families, and to just blatantly take a fight away from a fighter. Why? Because you like the other guy better, or because you're taking a payoff, or something like that. I'm not saying that that happened, that somebody took a payoff, but it happens in the sport. It does. It happens in the sport, and it happens in anything in our lifetime. But if we could just be human beings, man, and realize that everybody works hard. If you deserve to win the fight, give them the fight. You know, and it just doesn't make sense sometimes that you see fights that they just blatantly took taking the fight from the other guy, like his life doesn't even matter.
You know what? You know what I thought? Because you see so many judges, especially when you watch it on TV. You see the judges doing this. They're moving their head. It's like they can't see what's going on. I always suggest that maybe they should do like they do in tennis and have them raised above the ring and look down in the ring, so that way you could get a better, clear vision. In that, and maybe we should, and then I think that we should have some sort of instant replay as well for these knockdowns that's not being counted and things of that nature. What you think about that?
Well, they only have instant replay on certain things like a headbutt. That they might do an instant replay on that, just to make sure. But yeah, on a lot of stuff, they need to have instant replays on it, because again, it's these guys' career, man. You can't take it back, you know.
Right, right,
So, if you miss it, say you missed it, and let's go and take a look at it,
right.
because again, you're hurting these guys, and so many guys have gotten hurt behind, just small things like that.
Now, last year also too, Coach, we lost four guys in the ring last year. What would be a prevention to prevent these things from? One guy is one too many in anything, especially in the sport of boxing. But how do we go about it to prevent these things? What could we do?
Well, man, and in the gym, I think the most important thing is like we was talking about earlier about the weight of the guys. So many fighters, man, are always overweight. Because they want to lose it right at the end, and it hurts them bad. I mean, it really do. And that's one thing, is that the weight problem. The second thing is I see guys still spawn without headgear, you know, and that's crazy, And I see guys overtraining, over sparring. When you over spar guys, these guys are getting hit all the time. And your brain rattles. It actually your brain rattles when you take a good punch. And I think we have to prevent these guys from sparring without a headgear or sparring too much. Because we have to look after these guys. These fighters, man, they're fighters. They always think that they're not in the best of shape, but the trainers have to know when your guy's ready, when to back them off, when to make them go, and when to back them off. Because if we don't do that, we have, as a trainer, you have a big responsibility, man. And I don't think a lot of us are taking it as serious as it really is. Because again, we lost 4 guys. And still, if they do autopsies on these things, I don't know what it's going to show, but I bet you the majority of them probably had brain damage even before they got in the ring because they're taking too many punches. You know, some guys, I've seen guys get hurt in the gym. And you know what? They won't let them, they let them continue. Say, oh, he'll be all right. No, that's when you have to look after your fighter, take him out. If he gets hurt, I mean, I would never let a fighter of mine come back the next day or two and spar if I seen him get hurt in the gym. I'm gonna at least take him out for a week. At least I'm gonna take him out for a week because you don't know how serious it really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you, Coach. Um, so how many times a week do you think is good for sparring, or it depends on how much success you have in sparring that week?
Well, for me, I can't speak for no other trainer, but I let my guys spar 3 days a week. We spar on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That's our 3 days. I let my guys. I don't let my guys do anything on Friday. I make them rest on Fridays. To take a break. You know, we have to understand that you have a body, and if you overwork your body is not going to perform for you. So you have to know when to push your body and when not to, when to rest your body. If you overtrain yourself, then you're going to be in for some big problems. And so many guys, so many good fighters today, you know, have had short careers because they didn't know how to take care of their body. Nobody spoke to them about how to lose weight, how to do it the right way. So many guys are doing it the wrong way. And it's a shame because there are so many good fighters out there that, because they don't know how to take care of their body, their careers are very short.
Yeah, and there was another big fight, Jamel, one of your former fighters. What did you think about his performance against Jason Rosario?
Oh, I thought he did great, man. You know, he, you know, he, Jamel is a really good fighter. And a lot of people, when they look at him and they look at Jamal, you know, they don't fight the same. They two different fighters. But Jamel is a kid that always in shape, always ready to train. He's always been that way from day one. And and I told him a long time ago he was gonna be a champion. And he's doing really good. I'm glad he's with Derrick James because Derrick is a really good trainer. And I'm glad to see they're having a lot of success together.
Now, what do you think about because I see Arislandi Lara, he's been calling out Jamel. What do you think about that fight?
I think it's a good fight. I mean, look, both guys are really skilled fighters. Lara is getting older, but he's not losing any of his skills. So when you don't lose your skills, he could be tough for anybody. With him being a southpaw, and he's not a really awkward southpaw, but Lara just have the skills, you know, to handle almost anything. But I think with Jamel being younger, he could be a really, really hard fight for Lara. And if I had to pick out of the two, I would say just right now that Jamel probably would have the edge.
Now, you said like Laura is getting older. Is that a concern for you? Do you tell your fighters as they get up there in age, listen, this may be enough?
No, if I have an older fighter and I see he's getting hit too much, and and things not going the way they're supposed to in the gym, oh, absolutely, I'm going to tell him, look, man, you're getting to the point to where we have to really be careful, about what we're doing. And in certain fights, I would take for an older fighter, and for certain fights, I wouldn't take. You know, and
Hmm.
and I think you would have to explain to these fighters that we got to save you from yourself. We can't just let you go out there and just to make a payday, you know?
Right.
And that happens so much in the sport that we let guys go out there, just to get a payday, but that could be the end of their life. So we
Mhm.
have to be careful with, us people that care about this sport. We have to care about the fighter that's in the sport because the fighters make the sport.
Mhm. We have Dahlia Antoinette. She says, salute to the King Blue, Kurt, and the legendary trainer, Ronnie Shields. She says, by the way, Ronnie, my birthday is June 7th. Good people, Geminis.
Absolutely.
So, Coach, do you think that Jamel is the best 154 pounder now in the world?
Oh, well, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I don't see anybody right now that really can. I mean, it's a lot of good competition there. Don't get me wrong, but I think with the confidence that he has right now, I don't think anybody can beat him.
What's your thoughts on Errol Spence ring return? Uh, we everybody knows he suffered that horrific car accident. He's making his ring return now. It's going to be in Dallas with fans in the arena against
Yes.
Danny Garcia. What do you think about that fight? And what do you think about his ring return? You think he should have took a tune up, or he should go into a fight like of this magnitude?
No, I don't think he should have taken a tune-up because all that tells you is that that he's okay. Look, Ever Spence, man, he's a champion. He does what champions do. He fight the best fighters out there. Simple as that, and he wanted to fight the best. So, Danny Garcia is one of the best welterweights in the world today. So why not? Look, I think sometimes, man, we take accidents as a tragedy, but sometimes accidents really help us in our lives, you know? And I think this is the case with Ever Spence. And the reason I say that is because now I'm hearing so many different things come out of his mouth right now that I didn't hear before, and I think right now he realized that his life is more valuable than partying, than hanging out with friends. His family means so much to him now. And, and I think right now, Era is going to be better than he was before the accident.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's far more focused. And like you said, his conversation, it seems like his whole outlook has changed for the better. I think he's using this situation as motivation. This situation, it was a learning lesson. Like you said, instead of it being a tragedy, it was a learning lesson for him. He's using it to motivate himself and understand and live in the moment and seize the moment. That's what I believe. Kurt, you got something else for the coach?
Yes, I want to ask Ronnie Shields, does Jermall Charlo remind you of an old school fighter, or you feel that Jermall Charlo has his own style?
Man, believe it or not, Jermall Charlo reminds me so much of Vernon Forrest. I mean, man, these guys, I mean, sometimes I look at him and I actually see Vernon, you know. And the thing about it is, Jamal used to see Vernon all the time in the gym. And, when Vernon used to come up down here to train, Jamal them used to be in the gym watching him. And, I mean, when you look at them, man, you know, they both are tall, long, you know, and, almost a similar style. But man, I tell you so much though. He reminds me so much of Vernon that man. And Vernon just happens to be one of his favorite fighters that he's ever seen.
Wow. Coach, you mentioned Vernon, right? What was it was so weird. He beat Shane Mosley, but then he
Yeah.
struggled with Mayorga. It's like that was so weird to me. What was the issue with Mayorga?
Man, well, styles do make fights. But, to tell you the truth, man, it wasn't a style. Vernon just didn't want to train for Mayaga. He overlooked him. He overlooked him. Simple as that, man. You know, I told Vernon that it was going to be a very difficult fight because of Mayaga's style. I said, the guy is so awkward, man. And the guy wants you to think he's crazy. And he gets you, he takes your mind. He gets you away from things that you're supposed to be doing. And I kept telling Vernon this over and over and over. And man, we just had in the first fight against Mayaga was a terrible, terrible training camp. I mean, it didn't go well for us. Vernon, we had so many problems in the gym. He was trying to run uh, a limousine business at the same time training for this fight. And every day, man, it was a struggle. And I told him from the very beginning that this was going to be a tough fight. And, I mean, look, I was glad he was confident, but he kept saying, I'm going to knock him out. I'm going to knock him out. And I told him, man, I said, look, man, this guy's awkward. He's strong. He's just a hard guy to fight. I said, you got to really pay attention to what Al Mitchell and myself is telling you. You have to understand, that this is going to be a tough fight. But, Vernon didn't train at all the way he trained for Shane Mosley. And then after the fight, he came to us and he said, I'm sorry. I promise the next one, I'm going to give you guys everything that I have. And, when they fought again, though, I actually thought Vernon won the fight. It was a close fight, but I really thought Vernon won. But, you know, Mayago was the champion, and they gave him the fight.
Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up because I just could never understand. I'm like, why is he struggling with Vernon Forrest? This is I mean with Ricardo Mayorga.
Mayaga.
Yeah, Combo Breaker 99. He said, great interview. You were one of my favorite trainers, Ronnie. Keep up the good work, Blue. High and low, he said, we need talks like this often. Yes, sir. We got the legend. Go ahead, Kurt. You got something for the coach? I know you got a lot for him.
Yeah, I remember Vernon Forrest because he beat Shane Mosley as an amateur. But like you said, style
Yes.
make fights is that famous triangle theory. Forrest beats Mosley, Mosley's beats Mayorga beats Forrest. That's boxing. But I
Yeah.
remember Vernon Forrest hit Shane Mosley with that body shot at Madison Square Garden, and Mosley yelled because of that body shot. I just don't miss nothing when it comes to the sport of boxing.
Yes,
And
he
I always
did.
thought Vernon Forrest was a great fighter, and it's a shame how he went out. But we remember Vernon as a very good fighter. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand Mayorga, but I understand how underdogs beat favorite fighters because Forrest, like you said, he was long and highly skilled. But I wanted to talk about
Yes.
Jermall Charlo. I think a very fun fight for the fans would be Jermall fighting Chris Eubanks because it's American fighter versus a Brit fighter. It's a natural rivalry. I think Jermall will take him out because, my opinion, Eubanks punches too wide and his technique is sloppy. But I just think certain fights are fun fights that it's going to be full of excitement, the build up, they talking smack to each other. So I would like to see Charlo fight Eubanks, and from there, who knows? But I'm all over the place because I'm excited. So excuse me. I
That's
want
all
to
right,
ask you
man.
this, Ronnie Shields. There was rumors about Canelo offering Jermall $15 million to fight. I don't believe it, but you would know firsthand. Are those rumors true?
I could tell from his reaction that wasn't. He said, "Woo,
Ooh,
15
that's
million."
that's a lot of money to turn down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Uh, I've never heard of that. That they offer $15 million for Jamal to fight, Canelo. But you know, man, I tell you something. A lot of people don't know Al Heyman, but if anything, when it comes to any fighter that I train, if anything comes up, he gets a call about anybody fighting one of the guys that I train. I know about it, and he's never come to me and said, "Hey, we got an offer to fight Canelo." So I've never heard that from him. All I've ever heard from Al Heyman was, I'm reaching out to try to make a fight between them. I'll let you know if it ever, if something ever materializes, I'll let you know. And he's never come back to me and say, hey, look like we go be in negotiation with this fight or that fight. Never. So trust me, that never happened.
I want to ask him something else, Blue. Texas is hot. Always been a hotbed of boxing, just like Detroit with Kronk Gym and New York Madison Square Garden. Always thought Texas was overlooked then, but not now because you got the Charlos, of course, and Earl Spence. So Texas been on the map. You had Donald Curry, so on and so on. Jack Johnson from Texas. But there's a fighter from your hometown. I wonder if you know him personally. He fought Marvin Hagler for the middleweight title. His name was Warfart Cyprian.
Absolutely, I know what Pacific. That's my cousin. He was my,
Oh, wow.
he's my cousin, man. He was my second cousin. We grew up together in the amateurs. We fought at the same gym. All through our amateur career. So absolutely, and we used to call him Pop. I don't know if you know that his nickname was Poppy, but that's what we called him.
Yes, I
Poppy.
know that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Wow.
We was always in the gym together, man. Even when he was a professional, he used to come train at whatever gym I was in. He was there, always.
Go ahead, Blue.
Okay. Yeah. So, Coach, now, is it hard? Do Jermall get? And first, we got Vic Oni on. He said, "Thanks for the great content and keeping the boxing fans informed." You got it, Vic. Appreciate you. Is it hard? I know Jermall wants to prove that Jermall wants to prove that he's the best. When you training, you have a southpaw and a orthodox fighter. Is
Right.
that difficult? How do you go about teaching both? Because I play around my nephew and my sons, and my son is a southpaw, my nephew is an orthodox fighter, and that
Right.
they get and that's on they kids. So I know on the
Right.
high level, I know there has to be you have to what's the approach like?
Well, I mean, look, it's not difficult. It's not difficult to fight southpaws, but it depends on the style of everybody. Sometimes it's more difficult to fight an orthodox fighter than it is a southpaw, but it depends on the southpaw. Let me see, a real awkward southpaw was somebody like a Hector Camacho. This guy, he was all over the place. And he was a difficult guy to train for. You know, but then you have other southpaws that really it wasn't difficult to go against them. But then you have orthodox fighters that just are difficult to fight. Just because of their style. So it's hard to say that this guy's hard to fight or that guy's hard to fight because they a southpaw. No, it does that doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just the way the guy moves and just certain moves that they make that makes it difficult for you to get out of position or for you to land a punch. So, people always say, "Oh man," I think if you look at the history of boxing, just because you was a southpaw, that don't matter. That don't make you a world champion. And if you look at the history of boxing, you'll see it's more orthodox world champions. They probably triple the southpaw guys.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you this, Coach. Two big fights on the horizon. Everybody always talks about Errol and Terrence Crawford. What's
Right.
your thoughts on Terrence Crawford, and what's your thoughts on that fight?
Man, I love Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford is one of the best fighters in our era. But you know, just watching the guys he's been fighting, compared to the guys that Errol's been fighting, I think Errol has been benefiting more because he's fighting the more difficult fights. And of course, we know why because because Top Rank and PBC. But look, if these two guys was to fight, look, it'll be a hell of a fight. Because Terrence can go both ways, and Arrow is just one way as a southpaw. But Terrence probably has never fought anybody as strong as Errol Spence and who can take it the way Errol Spence can take it. I think it'll be a good fight, a difficult fight for both guys. But I think in the end, I think Errol will probably have his hands raised in the end just because, he's a volume puncher. He can take it and he can give it too. But always in shape, man. This kid is always in shape. So is Terrence. But Terrence hadn't fought the competition that Errol has fought.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
the
mm,
experience means a lot. When you fight good competition, that experience is something that you that you always when you fight certain fights, you're always glad, man. I'm glad I fought that guy because he fights similar or is even stronger than this guy.
mm-hmm. And that's what I always say. I say that I believe that Terrence Crawford is allowing Errol to catch up. Hey, from when the fight was first being talked about to now, he's gaining more and more experience with these big fights, and it's like
Oh,
Terrence is plateaued with his fights. He's going to fight Kell
abs-
Brook, and it came out today that Kell Brook's trainer says that he's walking away because they didn't give him enough time, and he don't want to train Kell Brook with 6 weeks to come down from 54 to 47 by November 14th. What's your thoughts on that?
yeah, I mean, that's, I understand. I mean, I really understand that. You know, as a trainer, man, you want to make sure your fighter has 100% time to train and to get ready, for that fight. You know, obviously he feels that his fighter is too big, and you have to spend the whole training camp losing weight, then thinking about the fight. And I've been there, I've done that. I've seen it all, and I can understand why he's walking away if that's what he's going to do. But you know, 6 weeks is not a long time at all. For a huge fight like that. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I know they've been talking about this fight for a long time. But maybe the fighter didn't think it was going to happen. Maybe he decided that he was going to just wait to start training and start getting his weight down before. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how big it get. Obviously, he must get pretty big for the trainer to say it's not enough time for him to prepare. But this is how guys are dying in the ring because they're not allowing themselves enough time to prepare for these fights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now,
On that.
go ahead, Kurt.
I want to know the prediction. We have two outstanding fights coming up in the world of boxing. That would be Vasil Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, and Tank Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. We'll start with Lomachenko and Lopez first. What are your takes on that fight, Ronnie, and who wins?
Well, it's hard for me to go against Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko, man, this kid was born to be a fighter. I mean, this kid is, he's showing me so much. He's showing me that he can box when he has to box. He can fight when he has to fight. You know, don't get it wrong though. Lopez is a really good fighter, but I just think Lomachenko is going to be too smart for him, and and Lomachenko he'll fight him inside and outside, and but I just think that Lomachenko is the better fighter.
And what's your thoughts on Leo Santa Cruz, Javante Tank Davis?
Oh yeah, and the thing about it is with Tank, Tank is such a strong fighter. He's a strong fighter, and I don't think Leo Santa Cruz has ever been in with somebody as strong as Tank Davis. I think the most important thing is if Santa Cruz he can box. He's a really good boxer. He moves well around the ring. He's a smart kid. He really knows a lot. But can he keep Tank off for 12 rounds? That's going to be the thing. I don't think he's ever fought anybody as strong as Tank. And Tank can punch pretty good. And plus, he's a southpaw who can punch. And you don't see many southpaws who can punch. And Tank is one of them. So it's going to be a good fight. But I just don't. I think Tank is going to wear him down. And I don't think this is a distant fight, though. I really think Tank will stop him around the 11th or 12th round.
Now, let me ask you this, Coach. You have a lot of experience. You close to Mike Tyson. What you think about that legendary showdown with him and Roy Jones? And Roy Jones saying that he said he think he made a mistake. He think Mike is going to might turn into, just flick the switch and it could turn into a real fight. A real fight could break out. Well, what you think about that?
Well, look, man, this, from what I understand, it's supposed to be an exhibition. And so we know what exhibitions are. But it's without the headgear, but with 12-ounce gloves on. But, I think these guys, man, them guys, man, they proved their point a long time ago. They don't have anything to prove to anybody in this sport. I think they're doing it to raise money. They're doing this for the fun of the sport, to just to stay active in the sport. And I think it's a good thing for the sport of boxing. But I really don't think that these guys should go out and try to knock each other's head off, because they're not proving anything, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially with 12-ounce gloves on. The fight don't count. You ain't gonna have no judges. So if it's an exhibition, let it be an exhibition. Show people that you still have skills at your age, and let them know that boxing is here to stay, and that we can do something great with the sport of boxing, like raise money to help others who really need it. And I think this is what the platform is supposed to be. It's not about they going, these guys going in and try to knock each other out. But I think just to show the skills that you have a great warrior in Mike Tyson and a great warrior in Roy Jones, just to show their skills that they haven't lost anything. And I think that's great. But I think people will support it. But I think they should do the right thing and just make it to what it's supposed to be, an exhibition.
Now, what you think about Roy Jones saying that he believes that Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins, you're getting a lot of guys saying they believe that Mike Tyson at 54 years of age could really compete against today's heavyweights and be a world champion. Do you believe that?
Well, I seen some stuff on Mike on the internet, hitting the pads, and he's looking really good. But trust me, that's so different than when you're in there in a real fight. You know, when you got these guys are much bigger than Mike has seen in his career when he was fighting. These guys are different. These guys are bigger, they're stronger. And I think that once he get hit, you know, just he's gonna realize, hey man, this is not what I'm used to. I think it's very different now. Boxing is the same, but and as you know, hitting the pads and being in the ring with when you got 10-ounce gloves on, that's a whole lot of difference. The pad's not going to hit you back, but the fight in front of you will. So it'll be a lot different for Mike if he tries to go in with an Anthony Joshua, a Tyson Fury, even a Deontay Wilder. It's so different.
Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of the heavyweight division, uh, that fight, do you think that Deontay Wilder is going to bounce back from this loss, and what you think about the whole situation with Mark Breland?
Man, well, I don't know if Deontay can come back from that. You know, uh, I don't know. I think Tyson Fury has his number. Tyson Fury only realized he had to watch out for one punch, and that's the right hand. And I think he showed that he knew how to get around that in the last fight. But as far as my friend Mark Breland, Mark and I are great friends, and I think it was a mistake by Deontay to get rid of Mark Breland for the simple reason that he threw the towel in to help save him. You know, at the end of the day, we're human beings. We're not beasts. We're human beings. And when you care about somebody, if Mark Breland didn't care about Deontay Wilder, he wouldn't have threw the towel in. He did it to save him. You know, and but he said he wanted to go out on his shield. I never understood that, and I guess I never will understand it. But Mark Breland did the right thing. If it was me, I would have stopped the fight 2 rounds earlier. So he would have really been pissed at me because I wouldn't have let him go out there and take a beating the way he took.
Now, what's your thoughts on Anthony Joshua? Do you think Anthony Joshua is the goods? Do you think who do you think is the best?
Look, I think Anthony Joshua is the goods, but the only problem I see with Anthony Joshua is he got a weak chin, you know. And I think with him improving his defense and boxing more, he can beat anybody. I really believe he can be the guy out there right now because he can box, man, and he got power. But it seems like he tried to get in and prove something. I said when he fought Andy Ruiz in the first fight, all he had to do is stay on the outside and box. I think he win easy. But he started out doing it. Then all of a sudden, very early in the fight, he hurt Ruiz, and then he went after him, which was a big mistake. And I think he realized that in the second fight, and this is why he just sit on the outside and box and won. Sometimes you have to fight smart. You can't always knock everybody out, and you just have to take it for what it is. And I think he can do that against anybody. I really do. And I really think he could be the guy at heavyweight division.
Now, my brother, Stay Ready Boxing TV, he said, I see that you have started training Tristan Calcruth and Marquise Taylor. How much have you seen them improve since joining your team?
Well, with Marquise Taylor, man, Marquise is a really good fighter. And, we just started working with him a few months ago. So, but he has nothing lined up yet. He has to get with his promoter to try to get him on the ball, man, and get him going, so we can really, train for a fight. But as far as this kid, Tristan Cat Group, I've been with Tristan since the beginning. He's 5-0 now. This kid is really, he's 18, just turned 18 years old. And this kid, he's a cruiserweight now. He's going to definitely be a heavyweight. He's already 6'5", 200 pounds. So this kid, man, has the best left hook in the sport of boxing right now, and he can punch. And I'm really looking forward to really good things with him.
Okay, and young generation, he said, ask Ronnie, what does he think about Sean Porter saying, he said Derrick James is overrated, and he's willing to challenge Jermall at 154, and he's strong. He'll be strong at 154. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, look, man, the thing about trainers is, look at all the success that Derrick James has with Errol Spence and with Jermall Charlo. How can you say he's not a good trainer when he has two guys that are unified champions? And you say he's not a good trainer? He's overrated? Why is he overrated? Because he brought these guys to the top, and that makes you overrated. And well, Porter may be stronger at 154. I agree with him. He may be strong at 154, but that don't mean that Jermall's not going to knock him out. He can't beat Jermall Charlo. Simple as that. His style is all wrong for Jermall Charlo. And he better leave Jermall alone because he will get knocked out.
And he also stated that he believes that Jermall is not fighting the best at 54, and he have to prove it by fighting Erislandy Lara.
Oh, my God. Look, man, the thing about it is fighters, I don't understand fighters sometimes. You're in the sport. Jermall has been fighting champions. He's fighting excuse me. He's fighting the champions.
Let him fly, coach. Let him fly.
He's fighting the champions in the division. What is he talking about? What is he missing? He's the unified champion. He just fought back-to-back champions, man, and beat both of them. So who do you want him to fight? Somebody that's not a champion to prove that he's the best? I don't understand.
He said Lara. He said he got to fight Lara.
No, I understand, but Lara's not a champion. Lara's a regular champion. That's that belt didn't even count.
And Mr. J-Dub 20 Texas, he says, salute my Port Arthur brother, Ronnie Shields. I'm from Beaumont. Beaumont.
Yes, Beaumont. Beaumont in the house.
Go ahead, Kurt. What you got for him?
Yeah, can you I mean if you don't want to talk about it, but I was just curious about the FA Jogba situation. I was very surprised that you guys don't work together no more.
Well, yeah, man, I don't want to get into that. I had nothing to do with his situation, but he left. He left and wanted to do something different than what the plan was. So when when he decided to change, I changed and I quit. I
Wow.
mean, I quit. So it is what it is.
And another question I want to ask you, growing up, I'm used to seeing our great amateur teams like in '76 with Leonard and the Spinks brothers and so on, Howard Davis Jr. 1980, we would have had a great Olympic team, but the boycott came. We would have had a terrific team in 1980. And then 1984, we had Whitaker Holyfield and Mildred Taylor and Breland. I'm worried about our amateur program. How can we get back to prominence? And I just feel that the world is catching up. So I don't know if it's a natural thing or, when you don't put money and attention into something, it will never be the same.
Well, our problem is this: we, our amateur kids are turning professional way too early. 16, 17 years old, they're already turning professional. We, you know, and we losing out because of that. These kids, they want to fight for money now. They don't want to, they don't think a gold medal is worth anything anymore. You know, and you know, I mean, and we're not doing anything in this country to avoid that. To say, you know what, let's get back to where we was back for the 84 Olympics. Let's get back to that. But we need the young kids to understand that, and that's just not happening right now. They want to fight for money. They want to fight for world titles early. And there's nothing we can do about that until you know until these amateur coaches they they get back to saying talking to these kids when they're young and stop talking about all the money that these guys are making and say, look, let's think about you, becoming Olympic gold medalist. They don't talk about the Olympics anymore. They only talk about being world champions and how many millions of dollars they can make now.
Hmm.
Mhm. We have
And
1 second.
okay, Blue.
We have 12 round brutal. We have 12 brutal rounds in the super chat. He said, "Great interview with you, Ronnie. But with all due respect, I strongly believe Canelo has been ducking Jermall since 154."
Well, man, I can't say he was ducking him, but but Jamal wanted to fight. Of course, he wanted to fight, but we never could get it. So you can call it ducking. I mean, a lot of people call it ducking, but sometimes again, fights can't be made because of different networks and stuff like that. And it is what it is, and we have to accept the good with the bad. But but Canelo has an opportunity now for all the people who think he was ducking Jamal. He has an opportunity to fight him right now at 160, 168, or 175. Jamal is able and willing to fight him at any weight he wants to.
Wow, so Jamal go all the way up to 75 to get that Canelo fight, huh?
Absolutely, that's what he has to do.
Hmm. Go ahead, Kurt.
It's a young fighter from Philadelphia, but that's fighting at welterweight that everybody is raving about now. Being experienced in
Jaron
boxing, I've
Ennis.
seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. What do you think about Jerron Ennis?
I think he's a really good fighter. I really and truly do. And I like the way they're pushing him right now. They put him in with decent guys, different styles, and and he's handling it very well. And I think if they just keep doing what they're doing right now, don't rush him into an Errol Spence fight, don't rush him into a Terrence Crawford fight. Just let him grow into the division. This kid definitely is going to be the undisputed welterweight champion of the world in the next few years if they let him grow the way he's growing now.
Yeah, he's
And
very
I want
big.
he is big. And I want to say this. You know, people get on Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd put in the work because early in his career, he fought a lot of different styles. He fought brawlers like Carlos Hernandez and Jesus Chavez. Then he fought boxers. He fought tall fighters like Victor Sosa and Gennaro Hernandez. And remember, a lot of people say he was going to lose that Gennaro Hernandez fight because they said it was too soon, but they just threw him out there and he was either going to sink or swim. And he swam. So that's why he had the career he had. I like to see young fighters fight different styles.
Well, I like to see that too, and look, I mean, there's so many fighters out there right now. It can happen, you know, and that's what we try to do with Jermall. And when I was training Jermall, we did the same thing with Jermall. We fought different styles, different fights, different fighters who had different styles. And this is why today, they don't have problems with these guys because they've already seen that the old saying, been there, done that. And that's the whole thing is when you're bringing up fighters, you have to do that, you know, when they're coming up the ladder. You don't wait till they get to the ladder to start doing it.
Golden Mass asked in the super chat, salute to Golden Mass. He said, what's Ronnie's opinion on Money Powell the fourth?
I really like Money a lot. Matter of fact, he came down here and sparred with Jermall for one of his fights. And, really, really good fighter, man. This kid, he's a young kid that's, he's got to work his way back up the ladder. I know he has a loss, but he's come back from that loss. And, it's just a thing about just keep him active and just keep him working. And this kid is going to be a force in the 154-pound division one day.
What do you think is his biggest attribute, his greatest weapon?
Well, he's a good boxer, and plus he got some pop with him, And hey, let me tell you something. He gave Jermall some really good work when he came down here, and I really like that kid.
Mm-hmm. If you had a choice, who would you would like to see Money in with next? As a barometer, how would you bring him along? And Jerron Ennis as well.
Well, I would like to see Jerron Ennis fight Virgil Ortiz. That's a hell of a matchup right now, and I think whoever wins that fight is going to step into the next level of the competition. Which these kids are not far from fighting for a world title. So, but I think that fight has to happen to see which one of them is going to be the one that steps into into the lion's den with all of the top guys at welterweight.
Now, let me ask you about what's your thoughts on Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney?
I like both of those kids. They're young kids that's already at the top, up at the top. They were champions. So I think I think that they should just keep doing what they're doing right now. And both guys are really good, man. And I just think that boxing is going to be a lot better because we have some youngsters that are world champion right now, and the youngsters that's able to grow into the boxing world, and people are going to be seeing these guys for a very long time.
Jedi King Pudge, he said, thanks, Mr. Shields, for taking the time out to build with the people.
No problem.
Another guy that doesn't get mentioned a whole lot. He seems to have a lot of skills, a lot of flash, a lot of flair. Speedy Ellis. What's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I only seen him a few times. I don't really know much about him, but I remember seeing him on Showbox a couple of times on Showbox. But I haven't seen him in a while, so it's hard for me to say anything more about him.
Is there any updates? What's next for Lara?
I don't know. I don't train Lara anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah, I haven't trained Lara. I didn't train Lara for his last fight.
Oh, you sure didn't?
No.
You sure didn't? Kurt, you got anything else for Coach before we had him here for and stole an hour and a half of his time?
Yeah, I just want to say I'm an 80s guy. I looked at a lot of fights, and I just miss the great fights of CBS and NBC. I came up with Rocky Lockridge and Johnny Bump City Bumpers and yourself and Terrence Ali and Rocker Robin Blake. A lot of people don't know those names, but as a kid, you know, sit in my living room, I ain't had to pay pay-per-view or closed circuit TV. But those were network fights. Roger Mayweather and Howard the Shadow Knight. I'm just throwing names out there, and you know, it was great. And it's just great talking to you. You know, and keep up the good work. And we're gonna keep an eye on you and your fighters.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I really do. And it's my pleasure to be on with you guys, man. I really had a great time.
I appreciate you, Coach. I appreciate you having me down at your gym, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Well, thank you, man.
Thank you, Coach.
We got to do it again one day.
Absolutely. And you listen, we open for you anytime.
All right. No
All right,
problem,
Coach.
man.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. All right.
Bye.
Oh man, what interview!
Oh man, I could tell, man, I could sit and talk to him all day. Sit and talk to him all day long.
What interview? And he was a good fighter. He really was. He was a damn. Go look at that Billy Costello fight. That dude kept getting up and he was firing back. Showed a lot of heart, man. Ronnie Shields was a damn good fighter.
You know what? I think the sport of boxing sometimes takes them for granted. I think we take them for granted. You know, we don't realize just everything we have in Coach Shields. You know, I think it just gets overlooked because he's a staple in the sport of boxing. You know, and I think that at times it's just we take it for granted. You know, so
you don't train so many fighters, Blue, man.
Yeah,
I was so excited about interview, man. You know, you do take them for granted. A fighter who turned trainer like Buddy McGirt, they're two very good trainers, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another guy, Buddy McGirt. Overlooked. Taquan Savage, my brother in the super chat, he says, salute, Blue. Salute to y'all, man. Smash the like button. How many likes we got? Get the likes all the way up. We should have 700 likes right now. We should have 700 likes. Kurt, you want to stay on for another 15, 20 minutes? We get a couple of the brothers on?
Man, I don't care. You know, when it comes to boxing, man, people don't understand the passion that I have for this sport, man. My whole life, 47 years. 47 years.
Yeah, I love this sport, man.
It's like it.
Yeah, it's like the perfect sport, right? It's to be a combat sport, you know, you just sit and I don't know, I could just sit and enjoy it more than I can any other sport. You know, I could sit and just it's just a different type of relaxation watching it. Oddly enough, it's a combat sport, you know. Salute to Jay Murdy in the super chat. He said, thanks, Booba. It's like talking to my uncle. Facts, man. It's a beautiful thing. Salute to my brother Robert Singleton in the super chat. He said, awesome interview, Booba and Kurt. Salute to you, King. Dre Finest in the super chat. He said, Kurt and Blue, what a show. I go back with you, Kurt.
Oh, that's what's up. Salute to you.
Yep, Dre Finest. Smash that like button, man. How many likes we got? Yo, Daddy O 502. Jonathan Simon, salute. Time to ante up. Kenneth Johnson, salute. Man, that's awesome, man. I could sit and listen to him all day long.
All day. I mean, he's laid back and down to earth, man. It's like somebody said, it's like talking to your uncle. And I could tell him about fighters from the 80s and he know, you could see his face. And I'm like, man, I followed your career. I knew Ronnie when he was an amateur.
Man,
I was 12, 13 years old.
Hey, Kurt, when you said Israel, salute. When you said Jermaine Johnson, salute. When you said was he offered 15 million? You saw his face?
Yeah.
I knew right there from that reaction. I knew
that. Me too.
That wasn't true. John Boy Senior, he's the 15 million. He like immediately as soon as you said it, he's like, that's a lot of money to turn down. Yeah, I kind of find that harder. Renee Bosch Young, Keon, stay ready. I sent y'all the link, so check y'all links, man. You can't play boxing. Salute. Check y'all emails. Organic Herbs 420. Salute. James Gaskin. Salute. YGB 22. Salute. Smash the like button, man. Get the likes to 700, my peoples. How many likes we got? Donate $1 to the channel. Support the grind. I sent y'all the emails, man. If y'all want to come on and just talk about the interview with Coach Ronnie, then we're gonna get off of here. Friday, Fred Dallas, Texas boxer, salute. He said, tune in national championship this year, December 5th through the 12th in Louisiana. I'm looking to put my son in a tournament down in Florida in November. Big Tony, Marvin Davis, Mir, salute. What's good? BBG, salute. Eric R, salute. P100, salute. What's good with y'all? If y'all want to come on, Renee, Keon, and stay ready. I sent y'all the link, man. Y'all come on and we could build and talk about what the interview with Coach Ronnie. Then let's get on out of here. So, what did you think about it overall, Kurt?
Man, grade A. Out of 1 to 10, it was a 10. It was, we hit it out the park, man. He's just great to talk to. Some people are just great to talk to. You can ask him anything, and they know he has vast experience. He was a fighter and trainer, and coming off that big victory at Deverenchenko, it was great, man. I was excited. I had so many questions. I didn't want to be greedy. I was excited because he was trainer of the year in 2003, Hall of Fame trainer of 2003. But I forgot that. But it was great, man. I enjoyed it, man. I really did.
Yeah, definitely, man. Not that quick, man. I'm so used to seeing him with Laura. I forgot he wasn't even with Laura.
Yeah, he didn't train Laura. Yeah, I was like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah, I completely forgot, man.
Ajagba made a mistake. I'll tell you that now.
Huge.
He's regressing as a fighter. I've seen his last fight.
Right, especially at this stage in your career when you gotta stick to Ronnie at this stage in your career, man. You gotta,
Well, what he said about Wilder, I love Wilder. He got the most out of his ability. Champion 5 years, 10 title defenses. But you heard what he said. I share those same sentiments. I hope I'm wrong though, but I don't think so. But you heard what Ronnie was saying.
Yeah. He said that he fell in love with it, and it's hard to change him, at this stage of his career. I think he's going to make the change. I think he's athletic enough to make the adjustments. I think he has the grit to make the change. I think he's going to be an anomaly, and I think he's going to knock out Tyson Fury, but that's the intrigue, right? That's the best part about the sport of boxing. Salute J.A. Dixon, my brother in Super Chat says, salute Blue and Kurt, great interview. Quick question, where I guess you meant to say where's Clarissa Shields and who is she fighting next? It's a good time to get more eyes on her. J.A. Dixon, to be honest, man, I have been kind of out the loop when it comes to Clarissa Shields because with everything going on in the sport of boxing being in limbo and things changing, you see dates are changing. It's like, I don't know what's going on with her, EJ88 salute. It's so many uncertainties in the sport of boxing right now with everything going on. It's like, it's kind of, some people become out of sight, out of mind, not that they're irrelevant to anything. I'm just saying that, we looking at what's in front of us. Salute to my brother Lyman Paulie in the building. What's good with you, bro? It's my brother right there, man. Sometimes you just, in this particular time, it's like what's right in front of us is what we focusing on. Like, do you have that feeling, Kurt? It's like I'm not searching for boxers that don't have anything right in front of us, if that makes sense. At this time, I'm getting the oil. I'm getting the wheels oiled to get back into the normal groove of searching for everybody. I just told my brother that Lawrence Williams, he said that it's a possibility that we could see it as on the undercard of Spence and Garcia. Eric Stewart, salute. Zeno Kyrie Kide, salute. He said it's a possibility. It's just like we just getting back into the groove of sports, and now I'm searching, searching back, but I haven't heard anything, from as of yet. So I'm not too sure, Jay Dixon, what's good, but I'm started doing my due diligence now. Iki Alindu, salute. But it doesn't seem like she's in training camp. She's always in shape. She's always working out. So you can't ever tell. Black man determined, salute. You can't really tell with Clarissa Shields because she's always in the gym. She's always in training. So there's no telltale signs of, like, you can't look at her social media or her anything and say, oh, she must got something coming, because she's always in the gym. So I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find out, look into it, and come up. My brother, Renee Box Young, in the building. What's good with you, Renee?
What's going on? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
What's going on, Curtis? How you doing, man? How you doing, Blue? You guys good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Great. Yeah. Great interview, man. I loved it. Great interview, man. Awesome. Ronnie Shields, great stuff, man. What he was explaining, the questions you guys were asking. Good stuff, man. I was enjoying it. Yeah,
man. He man. I could talk to him all day. Tamara Johnson, peace and blessings, Queen. He's so knowledgeable. Maurice Daniels, salute. Man, we had him here for an hour and a half. It felt like we was 20 minutes in, man. I just had to look at the time, and then Maurice Daniels, salute. I looked at the time. I'm like, man, I can't hold him no more. We had him for an hour and a half already.
Damn, that long? Damn. I didn't know
that. Can I mention something real quick about that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, about, I was reflecting on some things. I mean, lots of things were spoken about, questions were asked. Ronnie Shields going in depth on certain details. Great questions you ask concerning up and coming fights, like with Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. I was interesting response by Ronnie Shields, man. He was seems like he was leaning towards Lomachenko, man. So, because he sees things through the eyes of a very experienced, wise coach. So I'm saying, a lot of the thing here is that when he answered that, and also I remember Curtis, Curtis' analysis is along the lines with what Ronnie Shields is saying, is that, very skilled. He was a born fighter. I mean, he can fight and he can box. A lot of people are going for, I don't know, it seems like 50-50, but as far as the boxing community, a lot of people thinking that, Teofimo was just going to come and wipe him out with a, hard KO. But, the closer we get to Teofimo and Lopez, man, I don't know. I just see it really hard. And, Teofimo is talking a lot, man. He's talking a lot, and it's going to be a very interesting fight. But the reason why I say all this is because I like Ronnie Shields' answer. It seems like he's leaning towards Lomachenko to win this fight, man.
I'm gonna tell you something, because I didn't give my prediction. I'm gonna give my prediction on Thursday, but this is the fight right here for Timo. It's good to have athleticism and be a bigger fighter, but when you don't have the boxing IQ behind it, it doesn't mean anything. You have to have strategy, especially when you fight a technical fighter like Lomachenko. So when you look at the past fighters, the great fighters like the Mayweathers and the Leonards and the Robinsons, they had a plan going into the ring, and they executed that plan. Like when I was 7 years old, my father said, I'm going to show you how you predict a winner. And that's what he did. And Teal is going to have to think. And if he can think and use the athleticism and his strength to his liking, then he can beat Lomachenko. He just can't go in there and try to get Lomachenko out of there, because Lomachenko's too experienced and he's too technical. So he's going to have to think, why he's punching instead of just punching. There's a big difference. So I'll give my prediction on Thursday, but I'm really looking forward to this fight.
Man, I didn't even realize until Renee just said that, and Kurt, you just said Thursday. I didn't even realize it's next Saturday.
Next week, man.
So Monday is fight week. Oh,
heck yeah.
Wow, man. Salute to Dre Finest in the Super Chat. He said, Blue and Kurt from brother to brother. I love you guys. Love you too, King.
Salute to you, Dre Finest, man. Salute, brother.
Yes, sir. Smash the like button, man. How many likes we got? Get the likes all the way up. Let's get the likes up to 700. How many likes we got? Smash the like button, my peoples. Yeah, it's just I didn't even realize it was fight week already. Wow. Wow, man.
Can I mention something else, Blue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's because I'm just thinking about, you know, what Ronnie was saying. Another thing, it's another topic, but where you guys were talking about it, that, you know, Ronnie Shields, he didn't see any offer, you know, coming from Canelo. You know, a lot of people brought that up, you know, saying that, you know, Jermall trying to bring that accusation against Jermall Charlo, that no, he ducked the offer that Canelo brought to him, some odd $1 million. He ducked it, you know, Charlo's a ducker and blah, 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 you know, and, you know, I think, you know, Ronnie set the record straight in that aspect. And also another aspect, I think that, I don't know if we can say he set the record straight in this aspect, but as far as Canelo, like he doesn't see, and this is something I think I talked about with Curtis in another show that we had on my channel, or on one of my lives. I think I just did it alone talking about this, that I personally think, man, with this whole thing with Canelo and, you know, him not fighting, you know, the top competition recently, and the trajectory of his career, you know, several fights, but I think, and Ronnie said something really important that sometimes we don't see. That's why I love it, man. This interview was great, man. That, you know, sometimes we as fans, we see the surface, you know, we see the face, we see the mask, but we don't see behind it. You know what I'm saying? We don't see behind closed doors. We don't know exactly what goes on in negotiations. It's a very complex process just to get a fight through. Like Ronnie was explaining, you know, I'm paraphrasing kind of what he was saying, that, you know, it's not, you know, that easy. And especially when they're in different promotional companies, you know what I mean? So I think that, you know, Canelo, you know, I've been saying this recently on my lives about, you know, when I talk about when Canelo comes up, that I personally think it's those above him that are dictating who he fights, you know, maybe his team, you know, Oscar, those who are above him, you know, as far as the, you know, promotional company and things of that nature. He has a boss. We got to admit, I mean, Canelo has a boss. And I remember some time ago, Curtis, you know, mentioned it time and time again about Canelo. Canelo's a fighter, you know, and I personally don't think that Canelo really knows the ins and outs of the business of boxing. He leaves that up to his promoters. He leaves that up to his managers. You know what I'm saying? Well, Oscar, whatever. And I think, yeah, Blue, I think you mentioned it the other day on your lives, that, you know, for crying out loud, he didn't even read the contract. You know, he didn't even read the contract, which is why this whole lawsuit's coming about, because, you know, from what I understand, he didn't even, you know, Oscar didn't even show him the details of the contract. He just, you know, where do I sign? 365 million, cha-ching, where do I sign? You know, and I put myself in Canelo's shoes in this aspect, because, you know, I try to put myself in his shoes. Who wouldn't do that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what fighter wouldn't just see that figure, $365 million, 11 fight, whatever deal? Who wouldn't sign to that? I mean, that's a lot of money. You know, I think most fighters, or a lot of them at least, would say, where do I sign? I don't need to read anything. Where do I sign? I'm just going to fight. You guys do the business. And, you know, so that's what I personally think. And like what Ronnie Shields was saying, he was alluding to that fact that, you know, that, or to that, you know, thought that Canelo's not ducking. I mean, many people probably call it that, but I personally think, now speaking to me, you know, I think that, you know, it's the higher ups that are kind of dictating his career, you know, and not giving him the fights. But then again, it makes me think you're kind of doubtful, because then again, you know, it was said that, you know, this whole Yildirim, right? They're going to extend the purse bid. Looks like they're still considering that, you know, that fight for Canelo. And if I'm not mistaken, first they said WBC ordered that fight for Yildirim after Benavidez missed weight, right? Vacant title. So, and then it came out shortly after that. No, Canelo's the one who's looking for that fight. So, you know, but Ronnie Shields did talk about that, you know, it looks like that Canelo's really not ducking. It's just that, you know, there are so many things that go on behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying? And I've been one of the few, or many, I guess we can say, you know, I'm Mexican, man. I live in Mexico. I mean, I'm down south living it for the past more than 10 years, you know, so for me to live in Mexico, you know, and to criticize Canelo, that's something, you know, I mean, a lot of Mexican legends have done it too. So, I mean, you know, it's not, the reason why I say this is that I've criticized him for that, you know, for, you know, not taking the fights, but then we got to see deeper into the, you know, what goes on behind closed doors, and only they know, you know what I'm saying?
Nathaniel Weathers, my brother in the super chat, he says Spence versus Pac, legendary fight in the making. Oh, for sure. My brother Trick Nolte in the super chat, he said, great interview, Blue. What's good, Kurt? And what's good, Renee? Salute to you. We got my brother Stay Ready. Yes, Trick Nolte. That's my brother right there, man. We got my brother Stay Ready Boxing TV in the building. What's good with you?
Man, salute, man. That was a great interview. You know, and it was good to hear y'all ask some questions. And it's crazy because, you know, as much as I've been around coaching and have been in the gym and watched him train, you know, a lot of his fighters, y'all was asking questions I never thought to ask. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it's good to have to listen to an interview and somebody from the outside looking in, having that second ear and that secondhand knowledge, asking those questions because, man, that was a great ass interview, especially like those questions that Kurt was asking, going back into some of the things in the history, find out that, you know, they finding out his cousin was boxing with him, you know, things like that you never know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of an interview, man. I really enjoyed that, for real.
Yeah. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, it's you know, this is what you know, we got to get a lot of the boxers, man, a lot of the people, the trainers, man. We got to get them. They got to come on the shows, man.
Yeah.
They don't. A lot of boxers, a lot of people, you know, not tooting our own horn, or, you know, things of that nature. But, you know, I don't think that they truly understand that this is the mainstream media for boxing. We are mainstream media for boxing. ESPN only cover boxing selectively. When it's Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. When it's Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. What about the other fights in between? It's just a little bar that you get that little bar that says boxing, and then it'll go stroll past with everything else: golf, boxing, NCAA football, basketball. You know, and it'll go and it'll tell you, hey, this you know, such and so beat this guy. Then it goes past, and that's about all you get. We get into the details. We dig up, you know, we digging for the gold, man. You know, and I think a lot of people, a lot of boxers, they should understand that at this point in time, you know, this is where it's at. It's not that we tooting our own horn, but this is what we created it for. This is what we here for, right? To bring boxing and put boxing on a mainstream level. You know, not to cut you off, stay ready, but go ahead.
Oh no! I was listening to everything you were saying. No, I believe me. I understand what you're saying because just like you said, if ESPN report on it 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be one of those little blips that run across the screen on the banner at the bottom of the ESPN screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't speak on us enough.
No,
we uphold boxing. We it is Blue Blood and Fanon and the LDBC in general, man. We do a great job. We monopolize boxing on YouTube, and you know we uphold the sport because we love the sport so much. I mean, I talk to a lot of fighters on my phone, Tim Witherspoon and Jesse James Leha, and some of them wants to be on the show. Some of them are hesitant. So what I do, I talk to them so they can be familiar with me, and then I'll invite them on the show. But they don't want to be forgotten. So it's kind of a, you know, a gift and a curse thing. They don't want to be forgotten. And when they listen to me, and I'll be like, yeah, you know, listen to my show. I would like to have you on there one day. I don't want you to be forgotten. And they be excited. They don't want to be forgotten, all the work they put in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the truth. That's why one of the things I do, like you guys have a great platform to talk to all these trainers, all these now fighters and these now coaches. And I try to talk to a lot of these up and coming fighters so they can get known. Because you never know. One of these fighters that I had an interview might be the next to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you know, I talked to a few legends, not many. I think Chop Corley and Quincy Taylor, you know, but it's nothing like what you guys did, like what you just did with Coach. Like y'all really brought out a lot of things that nobody knew, and y'all got to get his perspective on fights like Earl Spence and Crawford. Well, you know, those are things that we talked about just sitting around the gym anyway. But y'all still got to get that out of him to let the fans hear about it, especially everybody in the chat. Because I was in there listening like I was watching the fight.
And you know what it is? Stay ready. Salute to my brother Jupiter B in the super chat. He said Canelo said no to Andre. He threw the WBC in the trash before, but gladly accepted the franchise, knowing it kept him from Charlo. Not all Oscar's fault. Contract confused. Don't change his actions. Yeah, I think it's a you know a bunch of different things that add up to Canelo Alvarez's career. DJ Zion Love, salute. Big LT, salute. Paul Cortez, salute. Yeah, man, it's just I don't know, man. I don't, this is mainstream media. We have created our own lineup of ESPN from morning to night.
Absolutely. We monopolized it. It's crazy. When I found out that you could talk boxing in your living room, I don't have to go to the lounges or the gyms anymore. Man, please, man. I was moonwalking in the living room. I was like, what? And I ain't never thought it would be like this. And that's technology and that's what it is. But I'm gonna tell you, Canelo's a born fighter, man. I mean, he begged Oscar to fight Lara. If you thought he could have ducked Lara because of the style, but it was his idea. And Canelo, he ain't ducking, man. People accuse Sugar Ray Leonard ducking Aaron Pryor. That wasn't the case because people don't know. They use that word too loosely. They use the word great too loosely, but Canelo fighting out of Miami before he became Golden Boy, he was a natural fighter. And I was like, this kid gonna be something. He was different, redhead kid. I was like, he's gonna be something. So if you don't know Canelo, then you can't really say you're on the outside looking in instead of on the inside looking out. And I said, this kid gonna be a champion. I knew that early on, So that's my take on Canelo. They're gonna wind up fighting Canelo and Charlo. That's my prediction down the road.
I think so.
You can't run forever.
Abraham, salute. Smash the like button, my peoples. Tunnel Vision, what's good? Tito Trinidad, salute. What's good with you? Smash the like button, man. Let's get the likes all the way up. We should have 750 likes. How many likes do we have? We should have 750 likes. Smash the like button. Let's get it all the way up. Yeah, man. Like I said, I could talk to Ronnie Shields all day long. All day long, man. Yeah, it's great to have them on. And I forgot to ask him about Andrade. So I want to ask him his thoughts on Demetrius Andrade, just as a fighter overall. Demetrius Andrade is how old now? It's got to be in 30s, because
30s, something like that.
Yeah, and it's like what's going like? There seems to be no sense of urgency on the part of Demetrius Andrade. That's the word I'm looking for. It truly don't feel like is any sense of urgency on the part of Demetrius Andrade.
Because he doesn't love boxing.
Yeah, that's what. Right, you can be great at a sport, but don't love it. Robert Singleton said he's 32. Smash the like button, man. Get the likes to 750. How many likes we got? Jack Don, there's no way we got 387 likes. Gotta have far more.
No, when last I looked, it was like 6 something, and that was during the interview.
Yeah, there's no way 388. You got to refresh your situation. So it's just Demetrius Andrade, man. It's got to be a sense of urgency, man. It's these are the things in sports. Terrell Craig, what's good with you?
As of right now, you got 666 likes.
Okay. So smash the like button, man. Let's get the likes to 700. Get the likes up to 700. Let's go. If you didn't smash it, smash it. Get it up. Boxing and Barbecue, what's good? Jack Don, salute.
I got a question for you guys. Since we brought up Demetrius Andrade, do you think Andrade you and Kurt think he's ducking? Because you had Steven Espinosa even come out and say they sent him a contract to fight Jermall Charlo. He pulled out of the Jermall Charlo fight, but yet he still go back and talk like he wants to fight Jermall Charlo, and he's at 160 and Jermall at 154. It seemed like he's doing everything against the grain to make it more difficult to make these fights happen, because you're calling out the smaller brother at the lower weight class to fight you, and you at the bigger weight class, but you're not gonna move down to fight him. And then you're wanting to fight the big brother. Say you will fight the big brother. It's not like you calling him out, but they offer you a contract. They send you a contract because the terms that Eddie Hearn said was small. But then you turn that down and go off and re-sign a new contract with Eddie Hearn. Like, Do you feel he's ducking or he's using it as a money ploy towards his promoter?
Man, Michael Colbert, Big Tony, salute. It's so confusing to me.
Yeah,
I guess you got to say, when you look at it from that standpoint, you broke it down. You got to say he's ducking from that standpoint, right?
Yeah.
It's really no, the way when you put it that way, like you see these opportunities arise, and yet you going in a different direction. Like, why? Right? Why are you doing? Why are you making the decisions that you're making? It just don't add up. It don't add up. Like you said, I remember that he was doing an interview and he said that I want to fight Jermall Charlo, but it's like, dude, you at 160 with Jermall. Jermall's at 154. You pulled out the contract. Is I look at it like he's misled, or he chooses to be misled, because he had the contract signed, sealed, and ready to be delivered with Jermall. Everything was on the go. And then he let Jay-Z and them come in and say, this ain't right. You could get more money. And he said, you know what? You right. I ain't taking this fight until you're up. Well, you already signed the contract. You already signed the contract. So now you're just going to up and out after that, if you're a boxer, after that, how could you go into a fight, any type of negotiations with him? Because, he could have a contract signed and everything, just decide later on it's not enough and pull out.
He can't be that stupid.
Like, if you're a fighter, right? If you Jermall, how are you confident that you have to fight him with a plan B, right? Because if he's able to do that, if he could do it to you once, he could do it to you twice, right? So you got to find him with a plan B. Right? Because imagine if you Jermall and you get a week into the fight and he's like, you know what? He pulls hey, Kurt, you remember Sugar Ray Robinson used to do that? Wait till the day of the fight and say, hey, you know something? I need more money or I ain't fighting.
Yep. And got it. Got it.
It's just that Andre is not Sugar Ray.
Correct.
He was the Sugar Ray Robinson was just the best fighter in the world, so he could get away with that. Demetrius Andre is not Sugar Ray Robinson, so he can't get away with that. But
Ray Robinson was the first fighter to get theater money and radio money. They used to have fights on the radio, and in the 40s, he was getting $50,000 a fight. That's a lot back in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
That was the norm, so he used it to his advantage.
Mm-hmm. Salute the time to Annie up in the super chat. He said, so to play advocate, is Canelo avoiding the Charlo fight until he's far and away from Oscar, so as to avoid putting any more money in Oscar's pockets? That could be a strong possibility. I just think that Canelo I think he feels like he made a mistake. You remember when he fought Kovalev, right? Man, you could see the tension between him and Oscar. You could see they was uncomfortable around each other. Salute to 12 brutal rounds in the super chat. Nah, man, Canelo has been ducking. Oscar even said he needs to fight those top guys to be great. Canelo is the boss. He's running the show. He's ducking. Like I said, I think that Canelo is not happy with his situation with Oscar. And granted, who's to blame but Canelo? You can blame nobody but yourself, right?
Correct.
So, at the end of the day, you got to say it's his fault, because either which way you slice it, it's his fault, right? If Oscar and them all pulling the wool over his eyes, it's still his fault for not knowing, right? So either which way you slice it, you got to know what's in the contract, right? But my to Canelo's defense, in my opinion, I look at it from this standpoint and say, if he didn't even know what his own money was in his contract, I think he didn't know what the zone could yay or nay things, and what money he didn't know these things. It's clear because the court system just told us that. The first time he went to court with them, the court system said, hey, you ain't even prepared. You better go back to the drawing board and rethink this. And then he redid it. So this just lets us know that he put too much trust in them. Now, like I said, either which way is his fault, right? Putting too much trust in them, not trusting yourself, not doing your due diligence, either which way. But I think it's more so the out of sight, out of mind situation. He thought he was allowing them to do. You got to remember, Canelo Alvarez has been with them for quite some time. He was a kid when he got with them. He was literally a kid when he got with Golden Boy. And you got to understand, you go to Oscar and Oscar's, this massive figure in the sport of boxing and Hall of Famer and legendary, and Oscar was the face of boxing at one point in time. So that's that he got. I think he might have been pulling the wool over his eyes. Salute to Tommy Annie up, my brother in Super Chat. He said Andre has been making poor decisions since he's the beginning of his career. When his first fight was signed with Mafia back in Artello RT Pelu. Never end the story. Yeah, I just think, I don't know, man. We got to remember this sport of boxing. Paul Carrick, my brother in Super Chat. Salute to you, King. He said, peace, blue, and LDBC. Salute to you, King. We got to remember the sport of boxing is a very different sport than any of the other mainstream sports. For one, it's a poor man's sport, right? It's a money grab. You could just get up. You could use your 2 bits, get in there and make yourself some money, right? You had guys, that come in the sport late and make money. So you got to understand it's a certain focus on a certain group. It's just the sport of boxing is I mean, we see what goes on in the sport of boxing. So nothing should surprise you. Nothing surprises me in this sport. So you got to remember, how old is Canelo right now?
I don't know. I think he's like 30, something like that.
Right. It's like, well, he got with Oscar when he was 18, something like that. Because he fought 16.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I'm saying. A kid in unfortunate situation and not the best of situation, and you get Oscar De La Hoya coming along and flashing a lifestyle that you want, or you're not paying attention, and time goes by and maybe Canelo didn't identify his worth as time went by. You know what I mean? Maybe he didn't say to himself, all right, I'm making this amount of money now, maybe I need to pay more attention to the details. He kept his trust in him. That's just my, I know it's hard for us to believe, but believe it. It happens. We see it all the time, and not just boxing. You see it in all types of sports. We saw this happen with Mike Tyson. That speaks for itself, right? Don King had what he had on there, Kurt? He had his niece on there. He had people on Mike Tyson's payroll, and Mike Tyson didn't even know existed.
Yeah, his niece was the president of Mike Tyson fan club, and Don King was paying her $250,000 a year.
Go
just
figure.
to answer phones.
Go figure. Go figure, man. So, but fellas, I got to get out of here. My wife is going to be, pretty upset in a few minutes, to say the least. To say the least. Friday, I know she's getting ready to say, I go get dinner for everybody, make sure everybody good, So I'm almost certain she's looking at the clock, counting it down. But man, I want to I think tomorrow, man, I want to do a show tomorrow, man, to talk about the fights that take place tonight. If you guys are available.
Navarrete is fighting, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Tonight.
10 o'clock ESPN.
So is So is Lorenzo Truck Simpson.
Ah, you're right.
Oh, he's fighting on ESPN too.
Yep. And his opponent is 11-0, 8 knockouts.
Okay. They fighting on regular ESPN or ESPN Plus?
ESPN Plus.
No, regular ESPN. Well, Truck Simpson fighting on a ESPN Plus card, and the main card starts at 10 o'clock on
Yeah,
regular ESPN.
On regular ESPN, yeah. So
Okay.
Truck will be getting in the ring about 7:15. That's 7:15 to 7:30 New York time.
Okay.
So it's 3:30. So it's about 4:30 on the West Coast, and that's about what 6:30 to you, right? Stay ready.
I'm an hour behind. Yeah.
Yeah. Renee, what's the hours like in Mexico? It's California time.
We're Central Standard. It's 5:35 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Central Standard.
You know,
Wow.
Mexico start on our side and go to California side.
Wow. You know what? Well, you know, I didn't really. School wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
School was never my thing. I learned as I go. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. If y'all available, tomorrow, man, talk what we seen today.
What time you going on?
And you guys tell me what's good for y'all. Probably about 4 o'clock is good for me.
What time do you have right now, Blue?
It's 6:36 to me.
No, I'm good at that. I'm good at that time.
Okay.
Yeah, just let me know. I know I got a meet tomorrow, but with the radio station, but that's all right.
All right, cool. What about you, Kurt?
Yeah, I'm good. You know,
All right.
I don't got nothing planned. I'm good. I don't work on Saturdays.
All right, cool. So yeah, let's look to make it happen. I'll keep y'all posted then.
Right on.
But go
Go
ahead.
Yankees.
Yankee tonight, right?
Yep, 7 o'clock. Go Yankees.
7 o'clock. Wow, man. So that means we gonna run into truck fight, and the Yankees gonna be playing the same time, huh?
Yeah. I hope y'all win because that way y'all get to meet my Astros. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, with that's easy out right there.
Y'all say that, but you know.
This is the tough part right here, getting past the Rays, man. You know what I mean? No, let me stop, man. Let me stop, man. This man. It's a tough night tonight. So yeah, let's get up out of here. Go ahead, Renee. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just Renee Box Young. Simply that, man. Just go ahead and type it down there on YouTube. I'll leave the link here in the description. Renee Box Young. You find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, man. Thank you so much, Blue Blood. Thank you so much, Curtis. Hey, stay ready, man. Y'all family. Thank you guys so much.
No doubt. Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Man. Stay ready.
Salute to y'all. Salute to you, Renee. Salute to you, Kirk and Blue. Great interview. Appreciate you for bringing me on. Y'all can find me right here. Stay Ready Boxing TV, man. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Smash that like button, my peoples. How many likes we got? Go ahead, Kurt. Close us out. Let's get up out of here.
Yes, sir. Great show. Thank you, Ronnie Shields. Thank you, chat, for your time. Renee Box Young. Stay ready. Great job, Blue Blood. My name is Kurt Sugar, man, and we'll see you tomorrow. We got a special Saturday edition of Blue Blood Sports TV, and we are out. Peace.
Hey, Kurt, you realize we've been on for 3 hours right now?
Nope. Damn. Crazy.
3 hours, man. Smash that like button. Get the likes to 700, my peoples. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all we got for y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.